now.
We were going by pictures.
Looks, huh? I said,
Yeah,
I've
you
known
look-
Gary
look up
Gordon for
stuff
almost 40
Like
years.
Amazon sells a bunch of
That's what I
Japanese
call him
candy.
now.
Like
Going,
they have Kit Kats,
Don't
but
fuck
they're
with
Yeah,
Kit
we
Kats.
have a bunch
I know
of them. We
people
got a whole
bigger
bunch
They're
of
all
different
different weird
Yeah.
flavors,
I have-
and they're Japanese only.
We have green
like
tea
you?
one.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that's going to
People
taste like.
that-
But can
We
you
brought
imagine?
some, yeah.
Bring
We
a
have
bad
some.
name to
We
the
bought
food
3
spot.
bags of different flavor bags.
But it's very expensive.
Like,
They were
All right.
expensive
Where's the
online.
trash
They
can?
were like
Right
$2
around the corner.
$2 a bag.
That's cheap.
Yeah, like
So-
everything was real cheap there. So
Cool.
I mean, we spent like $100.
I
But
meant to check that out.
This is episode 39 of Back in Greyhawk. Here in attendance tonight, we have Tori as Luna, the half-elven rogue, Randy as Crispin, the elven warrior, Sean as Durant, the human psionicist, and
Sounds
Mark
real.
as
I just didn't know what the name is.
Brother Abo,
It's easier for guys.
the human priest. Um, the group had recently run into some trouble near the Doom Grinder, and they fought a creature as they were going there, defeated that, traveled a little bit more, met a miniature version of a beholder that somehow disintegrated Lucian.
yeah,
Durant attempted to find or see if Lucian was still alive by using a power and located Lucian's spear. So they are under the impression that Lucian is still alive, and they think that he is in the Doom Grinder. Shortly thereafter, they encountered an attacking bugbear warband, and Crispin came out of the woods, and right after he talked to the group, he joined the fight.
I did a really good sale on all
And
these.
They defeated the bugbears, and then shortly after that fight, and a mounted soldier came upon them and said that he was sent here by fate by the name of Leowin, and then they proceeded to move on the road east
Okay.
in search of more monsters, hostages, and crazy things that are going on here in the Cairn Hills of Greyhawk. They came to a town called Blackstone, if I remember correctly. And
Yes. Okay, so-
yes, Blackstone, where they saw that they had had troubles with bugbears recently, and they were given food and shelter in the fort. And Brother Abo went to the temple, the one lone temple in the town. The temple venerates most of the known gods that are considered to be legally worshipped in the domain. And there he offered to help anyone that was in need of assistance with his healing powers. He was led to a young girl whose parents were missing, and she was on her deathbed. And then seeing that there was not much he could do for her, he attempted to alleviate her pains. And when they woke up the next morning, he went to check on her, and she had passed on. As the group under Luna's direction were getting ready to leave, Brother Abo said that he needed to stay and help to bury the child and give her a proper send-off, if you will. And the group had a discussion about if that's something that they thought was important or not. Brother Abo stood his ground and said, "This is something I'm going to do." And Luna said, "We can wait for him to do it." And that is where we will pick up the game. We are missing Peter, the half-elven bard. Chris's character is not, and Sabrina is not here playing Thea. So they will spend a lot of time in the background, not making many decisions. And you all can pick up the scene from when you were having the discussion about Brother Robbo. As far as the DM knows, the decision had been made, and Brother Robbo was getting ready to head back over to the temple and the burial. So, if you want to pick up from there, you can, or...
And I was going to help the Undertaker with any of the physical tasks that
Oh, you're fine.
expedite it, make it. You know.
Okay, so you leave and you go back and go over there. How would you guys like to pass the time while you wait? Remember, it's cold, and
Back inside
if
the
it
room.
did, it would be
Yep.
here in the fort.
Back inside the room where it's warm-ish.
Okay. So you guys, you go. The armory is basically the room where you guys slept, as the empty weapons racks
There's 3 of them.
all been passed out to the forced volunteer villagers to help protect the village.
Not a place for me to buy anything new.
No,
Not even pick up a spare dagger.
I will tell you this though: you can roll me a luck roll, which is your level on a 30. But just if for some weird reason there happens to be someone that has something to sell.
29.
Okay, so you just through happenstance you look anyway. Seems to be slim pickings. Also, I was doing the perception rolls wrong last week. I don't know why I said this, but if you're not proficient in observation, it's just like any other non-weapon proficiency. You would roll it on a d30. So, for those of you that are not Brother Abo, do you do anything I need to be aware of, or do you just wait for him to finish what he's
Kind of
doing?
wait for him to finish.
Well, I'm going to talk to the party. I guess the guy that got disintegrated, did he have a horse?
Yes.
So you're talking to these other characters. Okay, so go ahead. That's the scene we'll go with right now.
If I buy the horse, trade the horse off for the donkey that I have?
Well,
it was
we're not certain he's dead yet.
Okay,
And it's one of the horses we used to pull the wagon.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, didn't know.
As of right now, I don't think that'd be a good choice.
We're gonna hope that he is alive. We're going to hope that he's alive.
Okay, anything else for you guys? Hearing nothing? Okay, so we move to Brother Abo, who, when you go over and you see the Undertaker is doing the final wrappings on this corpse, and you do what?
I approach and ask him if it is if the body is ready for internment.
Roll me a charisma check, please.
Was it?
Oh, no, thank you.
No, thank
Good.
you.
More to myself.
Fail.
You fail by how much?
We're gonna
5.
By 5. That's close enough. I need to look and see what I've
What's
written about that.
Oh, yeah.
You get me a
Huh?
food.
No thing.
And this kind of like glazed potato chips. One doesn't do it, so help yourself.
Trying to break up free.
I like the ones that peel apart.
I thought I had 4. I might have.
What's good about those things is they come in the 3-foot sections and all.
There we go.
I get those from my grandkids.
Those
They're
big
taller
ones?
than my grandkid.
I'll bet they're happy.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny watching them.
So you ordered something, or you gonna order something? Almost called so you can order it. What do you order?
I'm gonna get Domino's, but I don't know what yet.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so you failed by
Why wasn't
5?
Yeah.
Okay. So he kind of looks over his shoulder and is like,
Maybe
no, I
you
got
could
this.
$5.99 each.
And
You get one of those
you can tell that
What? What?
he's got a particular
Like
scent
wings
about
or a
him.
sandwich?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
And it reminds you
I'll get it
of
for you. I'm
the
gonna get pasta.
when you learned about burial rites, when you were being taught in the ways of your faith, that though you wish to send the body on its way, at some point there is a certain particular smell, and having certain herbs and whatever scents, candles around,
Have it open.
helps you do your
Hang on,
job.
please.
And that's what this guy smells like. It smells like he's got some kind of scented thing somewhere on his person to keep from getting bogged down by the smell of death. So he says, "Are you you ain't from around here, are you?"
No, I'm passing through.
Well, they tell me she had no kin, so unless you got kin, I'm gonna take her and I'm gonna go out, put her where we put the other ones with no headstone, no nothing. You're welcome to go along, but just don't get in my way.
I will accompany you, and when the body is interred, I will complete the burial service.
He has no response. He picks the corpse up, carries it outside, puts it in a wheelbarrow, rather unceremoniously, and heads off past the fort, out into just past this farmer's field.
I know much of it.
And you can see
Did you
that
click on it?
it's there appears to have been quite a bit of activity here recently.
I told
And
before it was
there's already a
10:69.
hole that's dug with a mound of dirt and a shovel already out there. Looks like a sack of who knows what's
My
in
grand
it.
total before was 10:16.
And he
Oh, you have
proceeds
to
to
pick what you want on it.
take
Go to
the
bottom,
corpse
add to
and
your order.
put it on the edge and then flip it in. And then he's like, "You want to say something now or later or when? I don't want to get in your way."
Thank you. I will do so now. And
So
then
he takes a couple steps back, and his boots crunch on the snow, and he drapes his large frame over the shovel and kind of leans and just kind of waiting, or like this. Off in the distance, you can hear the wind kind of picking up in the forest.
I will begin reciting the customary prayers by rote memory, because I would imagine this to be a very standard kind of service. Lighting a candle while reciting,
That was
you know, probably a series of prayers, maybe a poem, something that would be
You should look at music just for this
Specific.
occasion.
I think music adds things to any occasion. Occasionally, you hear him behind you going, like you turn and look, and he's like, apparently he's got a runny nose, and just waiting patiently.
and then how long it takes.
Off in the distance, you look around and you can see other villagers going about their business, lonely farmhouses, men stacking wood next to their houses, other children running around making snowballs or snow people. But you're here all by yourself in this town that you're not familiar with, and the weather sucks. And do you say anything specifically, or you just do the rote?
Well, most of it would be a ritual, but there'd probably be at the end of it. I would, speak more extemporaneously,
Just tell me that, yeah. I'll pay you when we leave.
and say,
Yeah.
though something to the effect of though.
Whatever you say is what you say. This is what you say, and you do it right.
Okay.
Should be 13 plus tax. Okay.
You know what that means?
Nope.
That means if you say it, your character says it.
Ha!
So you
I'm
gotta
gonna
be-
kill you.
you gotta be
That means
careful.
You're saying you're gonna kill him. It's not,
That's all.
I'm gonna
And
push him off his horse. You're doing it.
Anyway, go ahead.
How do you want a chair?
No, thank you.
Though your candle may have burnt for a short time, may the flame of your soul burn brighter in the realm of light, where Pelor burns as the sun in its zenith. And I hope that you find peace where you are, and I look up to the sky at the sun and say, and may Pelor shine a light upon your family wherever they may be. And if possible, may I be allowed to find them and bring them back to your home.
So the Undertaker is just kind of waiting.
It takes a moment. He makes a blessing over the grave. Bows to the grave, and then bows to he walks up as a bow to the Undertaker. And says, "It is finished."
He just nods. And then as you walk away, you hear and then kind of fades as you walk. And where do you go?
First, I will go back to the temple.
Okay.
And see if
So as you walk into the temple, the door creaks open, and there appears to be several people in there in various stages of talking amongst each other, praying. It appears to be more of a social time in this church, in this temple right now. And you can see Ralph taking part in the social aspect as he greets people and appears to be happy that there are people here. Okay.
I will approach Ralph.
Okay. And he says, "Oh, excuse me," and to someone, and they kind of move along and look at you. And he says, "Good morning, brother, glowing brother."
Morning, Ralph.
Glowworm.
Morning, brother, glowworm. No,
Morning.
he does not say that.
Good morning, brother. Glow Club.
Morning, Ralph. The young child has been committed to the earth, and I wanted to ask if there were any way of putting some sort of marker. You'll know about a headstone. It might be too much, but some sort of marker to indicate where she lay and what her name was.
He says, "I'm sure that's possible, but not by me and not now."
Is there a craftsman in town that an order could be made?
Well, there's a stonemason, absolutely, that can do that. Or if you're just looking for something made of wood, because I've heard of people just sharpening sticks and driving them into the ground to signify something. I don't know if this particular gal or her family were followers of Pelor or if they venerated all the gods, but I assume they did. So, but
If I left if I left some money with you, would you be willing to put in an order to have something made and placed there?
Yes, absolutely.
How much do you think it would cost to have perhaps a wooden marker made?
Off the top of my head, I would guess probably a couple silvers, maybe.
What do you think of gold would? I'll leave a.
For a gold, you could probably have the stonemason put her name on a rock, have him chisel it out, and make it flat. That would pay his salary for a whole week.
Very well. I will.
The stonemasons don't have a lot of work in the wintertime because nobody has a lot of work in the wintertime. But sure, I'll do that for you.
Appreciate it very much. So I reach in and give him a gold piece,
A golden coin,
and
coin the
then
realm. So he takes it and he just kind of bows, and then he says, "Are you off today? Are you leaving?"
yes, as soon as the others are ready, though I think they are all waiting for me now. And do you have any other expenses that I could help you with?
He
Here at the
says,
temple.
"There is always something to be done, always." But I would say, and you've heard this phrase before, the dungeon master is telling me this, you should tithe what you would feel would be appropriate for your finances and for the depth of your beliefs. And he says, there is a door to the left. If you wish to leave something in that office, go ahead. Just leave it on the table. Don't even tell me what it is. I'll find out after you're gone and after I deal with my congregation.
Very well.
And he says, "Good luck to you." And he reaches in and grabs both your shoulders and looks you in the eye, and he says, "One of you is gone. I don't know why, but I had a dream that someone who you travel with is going to murder another one of your group, and another one is going to commit suicide. So take a watchful eye on such things." And he goes to tend the rest of his flock.
And then I will I'll go into the room and place another gold piece
Okay.
there.
You just see there's papers and an inkwell and a candle that's burned all the way down on the desk. So you kind of get the light from when you open the door. Okay, and then what?
And then I'll leave.
Okay. So do you go and rejoin everyone else?
Yes.
Okay.
While he's gone.
You notice on your way out that there are a few people looking at you longer than usual. Like you might be considered an oddity. Okay, so while you're gone, yes. And who's around for this?
Nobody said they were going anywhere else.
Okay, well, the people that aren't here, they're not.
I just got him out of here.
I'm just going to say they're not wherever you're having this conversation.
I mean, we're on.
That way I don't
So they're
have
not
to,
in the one
I
room that
don't
we're
have
staying
to
in.
fill
the
them
home?
in.
Oh, I got you. So they're out.
They're on the stables.
Out and about.
They all went for a walk with Dash.
That's fine. Why not?
If
So you three are there.
he said it's going to take most of the
Oh, and Obama.
day or a good part of the day or whatever.
Yeah.
If that's the case, you may want to consider maybe staying here another night so we don't, have a half day. Be a half day late on leaving. I don't know.
And then I come in.
Hey, Clark.
No, we've been on for a while. This can't role play while you're role playing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean,
But he said he was going to be a while. Remember?
yeah, I'm okay with waiting another day. I still don't feel.
I just hate to leave in the middle. Then we're
Very
going to end
well.
up a half day's travel. We might end up we may not make the next town.
The key is to get everybody healed back up and feeling good before we take off again.
Oh, yeah. I'm not, by the way.
Oh, no, neither am I.
Got all about that.
Other reason
Again.
to stay someday.
Oh, those bugbears suck.
If you're ready to delayed leaving in the morning, you might as well.
That'd make more
I mean-
sense.
It's your call, boss.
That would make more sense than try to start out with half a day and then not make it nearly as far and have to rather spend another day inside than an extra half day out there, not getting nearly as far. And I don't know about you, I feel like this winter's going on forever.
Maybe we perceive time differently.
You guys, let me know when you guys
It
are
was
finished.
almost over before.
Yeah. So I mean, I backed that call. If that's what you're like.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Besides, he heals the rest of us that need it, then he's going to need that. He'll be fresh in the morning.
Yes. I know Master Chipotle and then we'll do what I say, so.
What do you think about this new guy we just took on? Yeah, look at the alpha. Not you.
The other one?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
He's kind of boisterous and just wants to take the charge and take the lead right away. I don't know
Well,
about that. It's like,
you know, I'm okay with that.
Speaking for all of us.
My concern,
I'm not.
and that's with any concern with a very religious individual, is what I am in my past don't exactly get along. Although the priest did lie to me for me
Are
to
you
get
evil?
me out of jail. No.
So what are you worried about?
Well, I personally don't consider myself
your past is
evil.
your past. You're not doing that stuff anymore, right?
Yes.
Yep. What do you have to worry about? You didn't do anything wrong. You did actually something good. This entire adventure is pretty good.
I've found in my travels and in my years that people want to lead out like this when you're first in, they can lead you into danger.
How old are you, by the way?
111.
Just a few years older.
It's not too old for now. Still a young guy out there.
Yeah.
As of so.
As long as you know.
Another child. I've done a lot, though. Being as young as I am, I've done a lot.
Yes, you have. One of the things about you that make me want to hang out with you longer.
I don't kill myself first, but not myself, but get myself killed.
You certainly tried on numerous occasions, unwittingly. You always seem that one way or another we get you out of the trouble.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I've got used to it.
We've been traveling for a long time together. Way back.
Longer than you know.
Yeah.
Many different worlds, many different times.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even think this is we're not in the correct times here. Although I'm happy staying here. I don't need to go anywhere else right now. Yet. Bad happens. Something like that happens around every corner.
Everybody can know you're the only one who gets out of that. Is it really your buddy, or is
Still waiting for the other shoe to drop. Find out what we don't know about this time.
that's what I'm waiting on too? No, I'm perfectly fine with waiting another day.
So what's the longer term goal here? I mean, we kind of took a break from the Doom Grinder because some people keep getting their ass kicked with the Doom Grinder.
Well,
If he's there, like I said, from my division I got, I would associate that with the Doom Grinder and Inside some more in the Doom Grinder, and that the fact that the creature came from there that did this, it would make sense. So we know they use those people for food. I mean, how long will it be until they use him for food? I mean, we're taking that chance. No matter where we go, somebody's getting eaten every day. Now we have one of ours that are in there. But again, I mean,
I just don't see.
we're outnumbered. I mean, look what they called that little floating eye thing. They ended up sending all those bugbears at us. And we know what's inside Doom Grinder.
I don't see us a way of.
What's exactly inside Doom Grinder?
You know what an Underdwarf is?
A lot of them
Drugar, they got lots of names. Yeah.
with crossbows. And they have pretty good aim. Found that out the hard way.
I don't know how many.
A lot.
When I disabled the Doom Grinder all them years ago, well, that was in my time. I don't know about here. There were a lot of them. We killed a lot of them. So, I mean, I honestly, I don't remember if we killed them all or not, but obviously,
I think you're
they
past
either re-inhabited it or there was some up behind it.
Have you been here before?
Yes and no.
Okay, is there more than one way in and one way out?
No, but I can create other ways in. It's one way that disabled it. Which that was one of our plans, is to come up behind it and I can put holes in the back and make doorways. I can
problem is
do all
we
kinds
were
of damage.
trying to stay far enough back there we thought we were out of.
Yeah, then we come across this little wandering probe creature, probing the area looking for us and looking for whatever, found us. So there went the second chance of trying to surprise it and get in.
Sounds like third time's a charm.
Maybe.
So each time
We didn't think staying there though that day was going to do us any good. We were hurt. We were missing one. They already knew we were here, so that's why we left and maybe come back. But do we want to hit it now or wait and hit something else? There's all kinds of things we got to hit.
I would like to try to see if there's an encampment nearby because if this town's been raided by bugbears, there's an encampment.
Well, I wish we
nearby.
had that map because
I
remember.
do have a map. He gave me a new one.
Oh, cool.
It's not nearly as detailed.
Anyway,
but
remember the last time when we saved those people? They said that there was another encampment of bugbears to the west of where they were. I don't know where we. I didn't see it, so I don't know where the orientation is. When we were at that
If you want,
last,
you can hand it to me, and then I'll hand it to him. And then
I-
I'll hand it to him.
I don't know. It's not going to help me decide where we were.
Well, I'm
when
just
that
telling her
happened,
instead of throwing
Yeah,
it.
we were at Diamond Lake before, which would make sense because Diamond Lake and Blackstone, if there's a bugbear encampment, it makes sense because they're right between. It'd be between the two. And that's to the west.
Because they kept taking them from there and taking them to the
it's-
west.
Which is my
I mean, they're thinking there's
reading
one
skills are, which
or
are,
two more encampments of buggers. Could be
which
a
are
whole
pretty
lot.
low.
You got your character sheet, Andy? Let me
Yeah.
see it.
I don't have any advances in my map reading skills.
No. I wanted to see something else.
Yep, female.
Yeah, she's a
Oh,
woman.
don't say that to make me laugh, but I'm within striking distance.
Right?
She
No,
don't
she's a
really.
female.
She don't really punch. She only punches other women in the boot. Apparently,
I did punch Sabrina in the boot.
that's
She
the only
deserved
person I've
it.
ever seen her hit.
I punched Christopher before.
He deserved it. He did that.
Punched him in the throat,
Like
actually.
that.
He was like 12, though. I probably shouldn't.
Oh, that was too far. That was a few years ago.
Chris,
Is that the one who's here?
it's my little brother.
Oh, it's your little brother?
That's what old man is.
Wouldn't look like it because he looks old for his age and I look young.
He's definitely gotten older in the last couple of years.
Where's he at?
He is out buying furniture for his condo. He closed on the condo.
That's good then.
Yeah, he owns it outright. So, and I'm trying to get him off my couch. And then do his time.
Get out. Thanks for the car, but get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, he bought me a car, so I have to be nice to him, which I am. I love my brother a lot, but
Thank you for the car. I love you, but get the fuck
We
out.
had 5 kids, and we had the 18-year plan. 18, have a plan.
There.
I don't care if
That's your
it's a
sheet,
job,
as
if
it
it's
should be.
college,
It
or
shows
military, have a
Some
plan.
things that weren't on your sheet for some reason. So,
wasn't.
not what proficiencies are updated. Your weapons are updated.
So that's the
And
plan
your
now.
experience should be updated as well.
I'll let the rest know. How long has he been gone since we've been hanging out in here so far?
It's
Approximately.
hard telling.
I mean,
As long as you guys,
is it possibly
this is like close to real time, so that's my answer.
oh,
That's
so,
what I'm basing it on.
So 30 minutes. He had told us before he left that it was going to be the better part of the day. So
No.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
whatever he thinks is what he thinks. I can't correct him either.
which is why I said that's one of the reasons I had an issue with it because it was going to take so long, and it wasn't. That's anyway.
So I got a timer. You'll enter the scene when this goes off. So they're doing their own thing.
I guess I'll go tell the others in the barn.
Okay. I'll stay here. It's fun.
Even though I didn't write it or he didn't draw it out because it wasn't, I didn't feel like it was important. The stable is attached. It's as you're looking at the fort. The fort is kind of like looks like that dice tower. It's tall and square, and it's kind of like backs up against the back.
Nobody driving slow.
I don't want to say wall,
That's what
but
I'm looking for, so I can go out and meet
it's a
him.
wood fort. So
Did you tell him back?
Doesn't matter. They
but
don't
the
listen.
stable is on as you're looking. It's on the left, so you just kind of walk right out. So he's getting ready to walk out the door or do whatever, and you're heading over there right now. So you guys can either interact or you can walk. Right
Oh, I
past
walk out the
each
door
other.
and there he is.
Yes, according to the timer. So there you go.
Oh, hey.
And it looks
That's
like
pretty done already?
you see this because where you're standing, you're looking out the door. So if it
It is
matters.
finished. Yes.
So, what time day is it? Like, still morning?
Yeah.
Well, I open the door. Here, come on in. We were just talking about what to do today. I hold the door open for him. When he comes in, I shut it.
Feels slightly warmer inside than outside.
He's done already. Do you still want to keep with that plan? It's still morning, or I mean, I think it's a good idea. We're gonna inform him of it.
Yeah, I think so. At least until
I'll go tell the others, and I leave.
but we were thinking about taking another day. Some of us, although we're not as injured as some others,
You hear me come, I leave. I literally
still
Okay.
require some healing, and at least time to heal back before we go back out there because we will encounter more bugbears or whatever else is out here now.
Hey, look, guys, a fresh grave. Hey, look, see who's in.
Well, I can certainly tend to the wounds of anybody that might still be ailing.
Well, we would appreciate that, but so that means we would leave tomorrow morning. So if you would have anything else you'd rather do afterwards, or it's up to your own discretion at that point. We're just gonna leave in the morning. Give everybody another day. But I know I personally would appreciate some healing. You have that ability.
Let the
He's so
DM,
straight
let the
faced,
DM
like-
show that the Glowing Brother Avo's reaction to the request for help was met with a nonplussed straight face.
Non-enthusiastic
Yes,
glowing brother.
and I loved it.
That's
Glowing
So-
brother plug. That's what it is.
Whatever that's worth.
Non-enthusiastic glowing brother plug.
Love how I just jumped in there and said, let's get on with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, healing, baby. Oh. So, Master
Certainly I
Joey.
can.
Hold
I
on.
didn't know
They're-
that.
They'll be done pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, that just happened. Now what? Are you guys gonna stare at each other, or what are you gonna do?
I mean,
So, Master Joey.
Please take a seat.
I would take a seat.
And I place my hands onto Eluna.
Elena.
You say Lana?
Yeah.
And
You should pop it.
then I will do the Horizon. And
I never heard of that ability before. He's the first one I think I've ever used that. That's pretty cool. He was telling me about it last time.
It's
It's been in there the whole time.
I know. I've never played one of his.
Well,
But I've
it is-
never heard of anybody ever use that. That seems like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's only useful.
Who are you talking to? Come on, you're dealing with her.
Sean was talking to him. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And I say, by the light of the Palor, may your wounds cleansed. And takes a moment. And you'll be healed 5 points. That'll be, for the DM, that'll be 5 uses of the Horizon.
Thank you.
One.
Okay.
And then,
So the DM is going to ask you a question. So you're basically doing that instead of doing a cure light.
Where to
Right.
stop. And
Okay.
keep going. So
it takes a little longer. It's like one. It would end up being 1 point per round as he does it. So he can keep his hands.
Are your numbers on your mailbox?
And
Yep, there
then
it goes.
They're on the base. They're
Oh.
on
I
the
just wondered
bricks
because they
and
always
base.
stop and pass
And
it
I
up.
put them on one of the posts
weird.
of my carport in black against white, and people still can't find it. So eventually I'll put something up on the telephone pole.
Usually, in
59,
most
54 and an
municipalities-
arrow.
Put it on the mailbox.
In most
Well,
municipalities,
it's
oh, she's back and she's
it's
across the
on the-
street.
Whatever the base of the pillar of the mailbox, it's right in the middle.
In
nobody
most
looks at it,
municipalities,
I
the
guess.
fire department has an ordinance where it's supposed to be in stark contrast to the colors around it, so that it's easily seen.
Well, that's probably
Most-
not
most
in
people-
stark contrast.
Most people don't do that, and I don't think anybody's ever hit anybody for it. Like find them or anything, or whatever they do. All right,
Speaking of
pull the
that,
driveway.
where do you live? What's your address?
3 Quiet Hollow Spur.
It's a cool thing.
Is that in? It's not in like Timberland or whatever, is it?
No.
Timberland.
Just so go out the road.
Go left. Yes.
Yeah. So
Not the next.
Is it
Drive,
before?
just one
Is it
after
before the trailer court?
it's behind the church there.
Oh, yeah,
Where
the
the
church.
bells.
So it's before the trailer court on the left.
It's not-
Yes.
That
Okay.
that road is
Yeah.
Roger Road that goes first left out of here. It's called Roger Road. It goes down and behind my yard.
Yeah. So then the next one over.
That's your yard or street?
So you go into the parking lot of the church.
I
There's
see.
actually 2 ways of getting.
Okay.
It's a horseshoe that So I usually take. I go through the parking lot of the church and go down, and then I'm at the very bottom.
Is that that street that goes along the row of trees? Right before the trailer court?
Is there 3
Yes.
ponds?
Okay. I always wondered what was
Yeah.
back. So there's houses back there.
Yeah, there's an apartment building.
So you want to take one of my signs and put it up in your yard?
I don't see it, but the 3 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though.
Hey, take what you can
Come
get.
on.
I don't do political signs.
Come on.
How about the side of your car?
I got
Yeah, I don't
I got-
do.
I got 97 more signs to put out, so you can be one of them. You don't even have to vote for me. Just put the sign out. What's going on? Oh. All right, that's a no. That's fine. Suddenly,
Yeah, no
well
offense, I
saved
just don't do-
versus
I don't
disloyalty.
do political stuff, and I don't like it.
I don't see that
I got
on
a
the
sign in my
saving
yard.
throw list.
You're District 7, aren't you?
Is that save versus death match?
Right.
Oh, that's your state rep
Sure.
district. Okay, and that's you're going for
Oh, okay.
you're going for Shane. Okay.
He's my buddy.
Well, Labor likes him, so we like him.
Garlic sticks. George garlic sticks?
Yes.
That's
He bothers me on Messenger a lot.
Oh,
I've got it.
well, that's what
Oh,
your
you
friends do, I guess.
So I bother him back.
Yeah. I try not to bother anybody with Messenger.
Oh, sorry, I didn't like punch you.
Okay, so
Wow. That's okay.
are you
Master
guys
Troll-
finished?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm much
so-
better. Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
So you leave and you walk, just go
Next
bloop,
door.
right around the corner, and there's the stable, and
it's
all the
fine.
Pasta House gang and all the other NPCs are there.
Master Charlie,
Punch the.
want to let you know, with our late leaving, Aluna decided we need to take another day. We'll leave first thing in the morning, and that gives us a chance for anybody else who needs healing to be seen to, and any other recuperation for one more day. If any of your guys need anything, if they come in, or we can ask Brother Alvo to come out. But whatever you want, there's more food and drink if you
He
need
says,
some.
we're fine.
Food and drink, please.
We got that too.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Although
Yes, sir.
I might send Rigatoni in a little bit later just to get a little bit more of what you brought out last.
Oh yeah,
time.
there's lots in the basement, so we can have what we need. So please do. I'll assist them in any way necessary. I shut the door and go back out to the corner of this one.
Okay.
Master Charlie's all good with it.
Okay.
All right. So, Crispin, roll me a d12. Normally I'd have Aluna do it, but she's got her hands full.
8.
8.
Sweet.
All right.
Like a bread plate.
So- What else would you guys like to do today, if anything? We'll start with you since you're in charge.
I would go to the guard. What's his name? The head guard guy, and ask if he needs any help done around the town since we're here.
Okay. Anything you would want to do today?
And the 2 things that I need to get done have already been answered.
Okay. Anything you're going to want to accomplish today?
At some point, going to speak with him about which I would do first about some healing.
I think let her go
I would
on.
also, I'll just start with that. Or do you want to just hear
Well,
everything?
I just want to hear what if anybody's got anything they
Well, let's-
special. So,
Well, I had other things I want to do.
okay.
I want to check with the magistrate or whatever. Do they have any broken weapons, anything that needs mending that I can maybe mend for them?
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and do environment again to see if there's any change, or maybe I can see what's going on with our missing friend. See what the status is.
Okay. And then you?
I was gonna try to get a moment alone with Alona to talk to her about something, and then try to tend to anybody's wounds in the party that
All right.
might still need.
So, I would like you 3 that have something you want to do, roll d20s.
From there for you.
11.
And you tell me what you roll.
6.
6.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So, we start with Durant.
Brother Apple,
Yes.
first let me apologize for earlier. I was seemed complaintive about you wanting to do your thing. I understand what you're doing. Believe it or not, I do. I was
It's quite all right.
just
Sometimes
more concerned for those that are waiting because we're waiting, and I apologize. I don't. I used to be a healer. I know what you're doing, and I don't disagree with it. Like I said, I apologize. That being said, I'm also still wounded from my battle with the bug. Pretty decently, actually. Is there anything you can do for me?
certainly. Let's see.
No hesitation for him.
No what?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still in the room.
Roll me a perception. This is D30. Your intelligence -10 or less. And a 1 is always a success, and a 30 is always a failure. Okay, so you just didn't happen to notice the
Okay.
instant sloogie action. Go ahead. But you can still, as a player, be.
I would say I'm
your
probably
character didn't notice it.
Yeah.
modern.
So that's fine.
I don't know.
Please
30%.
take a seat.
That makes me happy. Thank you for doing that.
Welcome. Make you happy enough for me to be cool.
Well, I'll let you know. I also let the pasta house name know that if any of their individuals were injured or anything, what the plan was. And they said they're all fine.
Very well. Please take a seat.
Yes. Personal work. Sometimes it gets worse. I have a third.
Just go ahead, run the scene. You don't need me for that.
And I was on call. Of the emergency phone.
Place his hand on your shoulder. By the light of paper, may your wounds be cleansed.
You want to see her?
And you'll be healed.
8, 9, 6, 2. You're right. You're on track.
5 points.
Fine. That feels better. I appreciate it.
Well,
Have a good night's sleep should also help, I guess.
yes, and also clean the wounds. Be sure to everyone really should be sure to get a bath, stay clean. You don't want any wounds to be infected.
Let me ask you a question. What you just did, was that healing, like magic healing?
Yes, it was
So my wounds would have closed up then, right?
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be any cleanse, there wouldn't be an open wound, right?
no, but there might be scabs or anything like that. Depends on the extent of the injuries. And Cobb,
Yes.
I will also offer to provide some long-term care for anybody that may still have any injuries.
Who are you doing this to?
I
You
accept.
should tell them, not the dungeon master. No.
I
Say
accept.
I go to whoever, and
I would
I
accept
say
that as well.
so.
So
Apparently, the figures that are there are the figures that you can work with for now until
Okay.
you leave that area.
anybody still has any wounds that are present, I would be more than happy to provide some dressings and other treatments for that. So Alona,
Oh, no.
the hood. Crispin,
Preacher, thank you. I'm good.
You doing everything I'm doing, or are you gonna move on, or you want me to just move on to my next thing? Cobb.
Okay, so you did that. So now we'll go to, you guys both rolled a 6. So what was it you were wanting to offer your services to
The town
what'd you call them?
guard, town guard,
Okay.
whatever, dying charge.
And what else were you wanting to do?
I was going to ask to speak with her alone.
Okay, why don't we do that now because you're both there.
I'd be walking out and talking to them.
Okay.
Our guy's going with me.
Luna, do you have a moment? There's something I need to speak to you about in private.
Sure. You want us to go outside to do it? Or
It's up to you guys.
Go there to do it?
If whoever's listening can not metagame, then I don't
Just
see why you need to move.
Mhm.
But just be aware that if they do metagame, you need to call them out on it.
Okay.
not gonna tell you anything you don't already know anyway.
Right?
I'm metagaming in the future.
Okay.
So we'll, I guess, go off to maybe a corner or something.
Okay.
Somewhere private.
Then keep looking back the
And I'll speak in a low voice. The monk of the temple relayed to me a strange and rather grim omen regarding our party. Now, it's unknown whether it is a prediction of the future or whether it is simply a dream that he may have had that we may not need to worry about. But he did impress upon me a certain seriousness. It seemed serious enough to him to tell me that he saw in a dream somebody in our party, somebody in our group murdering another person. And he saw someone else take their own life.
Pause. Crispin, what are you doing right now? This is obviously happening in front of you. Are you attempting to eavesdrop, or would you
I was pretty much just in the corner, just
hanging out?
hanging out.
All right.
future.
Go ahead. Continue.
I don't know how. I mean, it may just be a dream, but in my experience,
Well,
these types of things are not always just dreams.
well, I mean, I don't know if this makes you feel better or worse about that, but that was the second time we've been told that by someone who has the ability to, just look into the future or the past. I don't know how it works. But yeah, we recently were told that the story with Greyhawk. The exact same thing would happen. Does that bother you that I had a
No.
with? Oh, okay. So I don't.
Strange. Well, that would certainly explain some of its seriousness. This has been told you before that it may, in fact, not be a mere dream. There may be some truth to it.
It was told to us before by it was told to Thea by a fortune teller, which then caused a big scene. It was you got me out of going to jail.
Ah.
That's
So
what happened.
that explains the hysterics
Yes.
of that situation.
Yes.
Okay. I had wondered why there was so many people running around and the involvement of guards and various. It seemed like it was more than just, getting one's fortune told.
Well, I mean, there's a couple things that was going into that. One was the fortune being told and the whole that chaos that it caused, and then unfortunately, I am rather known by the guards, and not for ways you would like to be known by guards.
I suspected as much.
So that didn't help the situation that I happened to be there. So there's that. Well, I have a weird reputation in Greyhawk. I've done many great things and saved some priests in very high places and have some friends in the clergy in very high places. And then I've done, other things. But yeah, that is the second time we've heard that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's something that is for sure going to happen or.
Oftentimes, dreams and portents are possibilities that are not necessarily set in stone. My master once told me that time is really more like a flowing stream. It flows in different ways, and the stream can be diverted depending on the choices that everyone in the world makes.
That is very true. You can also go from one stream completely to another one.
There are tales. There are tales of that as well.
Spinach and feta cheese.
I'm telling you from
Let's put it this way: if it's gonna end up in the trash, I'll eat it.
Well, I'm not going to go ahead. You might like it now.
I appreciate it.
beans
We'll see if we can eat it.
that
Go
are very
on.
good at color,
I'm offering you.
Yes.
and they're not in the
I'm not a
ways of
twisted
having
guy.
Movie time.
I'll try a tiny bit. That's fine.
they do good too.
Simply
Certainly.
because I haven't had it before.
Here, pick
What
this.
is
that?
This is
That
one
is
top.
that is
The
why
bottom and the top that go parliament.
So I'm grabbing the whole thing.
Yeah.
one of the reasons why the gods take such a keen interest in mortals.
Inside of like a garlic cheese bread.
At least
It's not bad.
Palor himself. I mean,
Neither did I. Couldn't fix it. Thank you.
he takes a great interest in the lives and welfare of mortals like us, precisely to help.
Right then, the door opens up and several guards come in, and they look like they're doing something guard-like. A couple of them put a couple of weapons in the weapons racks that are in need of repair. And then one of them proceeds to look over the grinding wheel while the other one climbs up the ladder to the second floor. Paying you guys no attention.
Well, I do appreciate you telling me that. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's not a premonition of things to come. Because
We have little bugs flying around over here, just so you know.
yeah, he has little gnats again.
Yeah, something.
Murder's
That's
never any
great.
good.
They're small.
Of course, they probably were hanging outside.
They're newly hatched.
All right.
It had the sense of betrayal to it in the way that he explained it.
And Luna gets a very worried look on her face.
The DM noticed it.
And at that, she would just kind of get up and walk away. I wouldn't say anything. You just, once you say that, though, you notice that she kind of got like, oh my gosh, and walked away. I can make you pay for that.
Where do you want? Outside?
I'm going to go look for the head guard.
Okay.
Where's the warehouse at?
I can head into wonder.
Well-
What did I just say?
Do you have any idea where you're going?
Nope.
I'll ask the guard of the past one, because that would be smart.
Roll me a charisma check there, Durant.
Maybe something.
By
Half.
he says, well, it's free day. Normally, captains takes the day with his family, but with everything being the way it is, he only takes half a day. So At about midday, he'll be coming in to check on the fort, make sure things are still fine. So
I'll tell you what. If you just
If you
want to know
wanna-
that we're looking for him, and I'll just wait to see him when he comes in. Not important. Thank you, sir. I head back to the where we're camped out there.
Before you continue, anybody like a garlic knot? I didn't realize I ordered a bread bowl and I cannot eat all this bread.
You ordered a what?
A bread bowl for my
Oh, a
pasta.
bread bowl. I think you said Red Bull.
And so I ordered breadsticks thinking I had like just a container of pasta. So there is
I
3
got one.
garlic knots with
I
marinara
have
sauce.
parties.
you're good. What about you,
Anybody
Mark?
wants anyone?
Oh no, thank you.
I guess
They're
it's
yours,
you,
God.
man.
There you go.
Yes, it's Fat Boy. Nice.
There's a bunch of marinara sauce in there too.
Nice. Well, we're gonna see if how nice it is. I've never had these either.
No, actually really good. I feel like
Okay.
garlic.
That's
So-
what you gave it away.
No, do you not?
Aluna, roll a D6,
cannot.
and Durant roll a D6.
I cannot eat all that. I got a 6.
3.
Okay, so Aluna, where do you go when you leave the fort in search of the captain?
Kind of look up at the road where we came in at, see if he's posted there. If I don't see him, then I'm just going to take a leisurely stroll through town, contemplating why the stuff keeps coming back up. So my first mission, if I don't see him, then it's just like whatever, and I'm gonna just. But that was what I'm doing.
As you walk through this town, you can see that the opposite side of the road has most, if not all, of the shopkeepers, and most of them are in the stages of opening their bottom floor of their 2-story house to open for business. And it looks like there's at least 1,000 people, not here on the street, but a town of 1,000, maybe more. And you finally notice on the opposite side of town, from the outside you came in, you notice that there is an inn there that you didn't know was there. You were told there was an inn, but now you see it.
Okay.
And it's called the Blackstone Inn. And appropriately enough, it looks like it's made out of black stones, although you can tell that it looks like it's been painted versus it being actual
Natural.
black
Okay.
stones. And there appear to be some people hanging out on the front porch of there with some type of warm liquid in their wooden cups. Appear to be a bunch of older gentlemen. As you happen to walk by, they look you up and down, not hiding their lascivious natures, but not shouting out either.
Okay.
And then you walk by a place where it looks like there's somebody that sells nets and kayaks and fishing poles. And then eventually, way off in the distance, you're like, oh, that looks like somebody. And then you see that it's Durant, and he's walking back into the fort. And you notice that there's a few more houses in another street that juts off to the left with more houses, and then it gets into farm country. Until you've managed to walk around the whole town, and you notice that there is what appears to be a dried up, non-working fountain with a statue of some womanly, matronly figure who has snow draped across her head and shoulders as if she's wearing a shawl and a head covering.
Right.
You see several children playing around this thing, either throwing snow or just playing tag or what have you. And then you're back to where you started.
Okay. Alright. Then I would just. Or I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to the inn that I saw.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume there's a bar there.
Well, you can assume all you want.
Well, I'm gonna go inside the third bar.
All right. So you walk into the Blackstone Inn.
Yep.
It's a smoky, dimly lit place. Smells like smoke. Apparently there's a problem with the fireplace.
Sweet.
And when you walk in, you notice that this must be where the old women hang out.
Okay.
Because they all turn their heads at once in unison and stare at you.
Do they look
And
unfriendly?
they continue to stare
Then I'm gonna back
as
out.
you're just stopping there in the doorway.
I'm gonna back out of the bar then real
You go
slowly.
ahead and back away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And
that's
as you shut
the
the
old
door, you notice that one of the guys is like, "What's the matter? Not to your liking?"
Kind of look at him. Wasn't exactly a friendly
And
atmosphere.
the other one's like, "Tell me about it." My wife's in there, and they all laugh.
And I would tell him, have a good day.
Hold on, where are you running off to?
Just keep on walking.
Okay.
Just keep on walking.
Roll,
I'll
roll
go.
Persona.
Chance of catcalling.
60%.
All right. Where do you go now?
I head back to where we're staying at.
Okay. So you make it back to the fort, and there's those people.
Yep, and I go on inside. Found the inn.
How is it? Somewhere worth hanging out tonight other than here? No?
You gotta do
Why?
something.
Oh, shit. I hit my foot. Would you just wiggle at the where it's plugged in to the wall?
He went Sean's spoken of nice things.
That's an old inlet. I
I'm gonna
understand.
fix it next week.
Um,
You want the water guy to mess with you.
Yeah, that's true.
you know
Oh, that
when
looks
you
good on the video.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Just a lightning storm, folks. Don't worry about it.
you know when you displeased your mother when you were small, and she had that look that she would give you.
Nope.
That look that you know.
Nope.
Well, there's that look that just sends a chill right down your spine. Yeah, that's what you feel like when you go in there. Where all the
There's
women
more-
folk hang out.
I might
The
just try
women's
that
circle.
just to see what it is.
Yeah, I just bark. I just back right out of there. Fine.
Other than that, how's tricks?
Or what?
How are tricks? How are things?
Fine.
Things
Fine.
that you do. No.
All right. Eventually, this riveting conversation leads to sitting around and waiting until eventually in walks Captain Jarl with his lieutenant.
I stand up. Ah, you're here. I trust you had a good day off.
Well, as good as it can be under the circumstances. I'm surprised you guys are still here.
We're finalizing some repairs and whatnot. We're planning to leave first thing in the morning with a good, fresh, early start. Everybody fully recuperated. At least that's the plan. I wanted to ask you, since I'm going to be here for a while, do you have anything that needs to be repaired? Broken weapons, different things like that?
We have several.
If you don't mind me taking a look at them tonight, I'd be happy to see what I can do.
He says, I don't know if the blacksmith would let you use his smithy.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to take a look at them. If I can fix them, I can fix them. If I can't, I can't. It's that simple.
Be my guest.
Where would they
He
be?
says if you go out to the
Okay.
stable, just past it around the corner, there's a root cellar. And in that root cellar is where we're keeping the broken weapons until we can get another blacksmith in here.
What weapons are the greatest need to you? Like if you had to prioritize broken weapons to be prepared first, what are most important to you or your men?
I guess any swords.
Are the swords like broken in two or more?
Normally not. They're just broken in half.
That's
And
what I
then
meant.
one half is brought back.
Oh, so you're missing parts of them. To repair them, I would need to have the whole sword. All pieces. I mean, I can't, even your smithy can't. You'd have to start over with the blade if the blade wasn't intact. Maybe make a dagger out of it, perhaps, but that takes time. What I can do is much quicker, but I would need both pieces. I will look for those pieces that are in there. If I can make whole pieces, then I will work on those first.
Okay. Be my guess. It's unlocked.
Thank you.
So he walks over to you and he says, "So, I trust you found this place not very comfortable.
It's better than the scent.
Well, if it's comfort you seek, I would suggest you go down to the Blackstone Inn. They have comfortable rooms."
I think here would be perfectly fine. If you'd like for us to pay for staying here, I can make that happen.
It's not that big a deal.
We are okay here.
Suit yourself. He goes over to his desk and starts to look at things. You guys are free to do whatever.
Well, I am eating my late breakfast. Actually, I was eating this whole time.
That's fine. You're done. Anything else the rest of the day?
Crispin, will you help me grab some items
Absolutely.
from the room? I'd like to bring back up here the broken weapons and see what I can do to fix them. Would you mind helping me too?
Yeah, I'll go with
I'm
you.
not sure how many items there are that need to be.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Hopefully, there's several I can repair.
Yeah.
Okay. I leave Ovum in here. He can stay fine. Okay, we go to this root cellar and
Okay. There looks to be 20 or 25 assorted broken swords, some broken spears.
I'm looking for stuff I
Shield that's got a hole in the middle of it.
I'm looking for stuff that has two parts. Like if there's an A and a B, I need both pieces. So if there's swords, I'm looking for tips, or the other halves, blades.
Oh, 30.
Oh, it was almost a 2, 18.
Okay.
It was a 2 briefly.
After searching through the pile of weapons pieces, you match up what you think to be probably 2 spears
And they don't have to be exact. They just got to be.
and probably 3 swords out of the whole lot.
Okay.
Everything else is mismatched.
Okay.
That takes you about an hour.
I take those and ask them to help me take those back to the room and I'll repair there. Anything else going on today? Anything else you think of that we might need to do, or
Nothing that we need to do, but when we have a chance, I need to talk to you about it.
sure?
What time
Would
of
you
day
mind?
is- Well, I should say, what time of the day is it?
Well, an hour later than when we just left. Probably get close to midday. If I had to
I'm
guess.
gonna go down to the bar, the tavern.
Would you drop that stuff off in the in our room for me, and then
I
I'll
will.
I
Let me
appreciate
know
it.
how friendly they are down there.
Yeah, me too. I was just thinking about checking it out. I want to see this whole the way mother looks at you thing. I've never experienced that. It'll be interesting.
I know how mother looked at me when I did something bad.
So he goes off. So then it's just me and you. 'Cause I left over behind. What's
Okay.
up?
Where are you?
Well, when I finish, I guess I'll go for a walk. See the rest of the town.
Okay. Roll me a charisma check.
Actually, an officer.
That's a fail.
By how many?
6.
Fail by 6?
Yeah.
Oh boy. That can't be good. That can't be good. Okay. You are walking around the town, and you notice that there's a street that goes off to the right, 2 houses down from the temple. And you look down there, and you see it appears to be a man having trouble getting his horse to pull a cart. And he's getting very frustrated, and he's yelling, and he's starting to beat the horse. And the horse rears up and hoofs him right in the forehead, and the guy goes down. And then the horse is remarkably calm and just stands there. And no one else apparently noticed this. You keep walking?
No.
You just stare at it like you're staring at
No.
me?
I was waiting to see if you had anything else to say. Okay, so I will rush up to him.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's on the ground.
Yes.
And stoop down and say, "Sir."
Oh, he's unconscious, and it looks like his skull's probably fractured.
Oh wow. I will.
But he does have appear to be breathing faintly as blood is running out of his mouth and his nose.
So I'll first give him first aid.
You're gonna try a healing check on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And made it. So.
So using your knowledge of medicine, you manage to stabilize him, but you realize that this person, without more serious healing, may very well be permanently disfigured and or changed in some fashion that you don't know yet. That is the severity of this injury.
Okay. So there's 2 points of healing from first aid, and then I will place my hand gently on his head
Okay?
and say, "By the light of Palor, may your wounds be healed and your body mended."
Make me a charisma check.
Made it by 3.
Okay. And then you cast your spell,
Yes.
and what happens?
It'll be it'll be a rising, so another. We'll keep doing it, so it'll be 5 points of healing.
Okay.
focusing on his head.
Oh. Okay, so with your fifth and final, I like to say Orison. I don't care if you call it Horizon. I just say Orison.
Yeah.
You see the bones shift a little bit in his head. The coloration of where the blood was pooling under the skin leave. Blood that was coming out of his nose and mouth dry up and kind of disappear. They look like they reverse flow back into his body. And he opens his eyes up and looks at you and says, "What happened?"
Your horse was startled. Seems you took a very strong blow to the head.
So he gets up and he says, "Well, I guess it didn't hurt me too bad. Just knocked me out."
Well, I'm glad that you are now well.
He says, "Well, thanks for helping me up off the ground." And he looks you up and down and he says, "I don't believe I've seen you before."
No, I'm new and passing through.
"Well, I'm glad you did." And he looks at the horse and looks at his guard and he's like, "Come on, let's go." And the horse seems to be more agreeable for some reason. And they move along down the snowy road.
Before he goes, I do say,
You mean you stop him?
well, no, like as he's getting the stuff ready to take the horse out to go, I say, "Sir, I would recommend a lighter approach with your animals. It would help."
He's like, he looks you up and down. Roll me another charisma check.
You're gonna fail it and you're gonna get punched.
Fail.
By how many?
5.
Okay. He says, "Yeah, thanks. Come on." And he pulls it and they leave. Okay.
All in a day.
So you go down to the inn. You come out of the thing, you look around. Did she tell you where it was?
On the street.
Okay. And you look down and eventually you see this building looks like it's dark, made of dark wood, but once you get closer you can see that it's brick that's been painted black, that's faded over many years. Got a chimney and a fireplace. Smoke coming out of it. You see these old men down there and they're all looking at you. Are you armored up?
I got studded leather.
Are you wearing your
Sword.
leather helmet?
No.
No? So they look at you and you can see them staring at you as you approach. Not saying anything, just staring. Do you walk right past them and go on in? Or
Say
you
afternoon and walk
Okay.
past them.
roll me a charisma check?
Six. 5 below.
Okay. You hear one of them as you're passing by go, "Morning." And the door, you open the door, it's a dark, dimly lit room. There's a bunch of candles on the tables. And then there's a gaggle of women off in the corner by the fireplace, and they all stop talking and turn and look at you. They all stare. What do you do?
I look towards them and I head towards the bar.
Okay. And as you're walking, you can feel the stares on you as if they were all trying to, you're not sure if they want to kill you or bang you.
Both.
At the same time.
Yeah, who knows? And you walk up to the bar, and then when you get up to the bar, there is a man there, an older gentleman, probably in his 50s, And he appears to be working hard, cleaning things up. And as you approach the bar and kind of situate yourself, and you can see that there's a board behind it with a list of things and prices. There's like 4 different kinds of drinks and about 5 different meal types. Nothing fancy. He looks at you and he's cleaning, and then he looks past you and looks over at the women. And he's like, "How'd you like to get some of that?"
I'm not so sure they like a part of that.
He's like, What's an elf doing out way the fuck out here?
Helping out the area, looking for adventure.
Well, I think you came to the right place, stranger. He says, "What do you have?"
No, or a meal.
Okay, so he goes over, and her first thing he asks is, "You got your own cup?" Or because I know this is general knowledge you would have known, but you have a traveling set of like dinnerware, cup, and whatever. And most people, if it's not a fancy bar, they take in their own cup.
I don't have mine with me.
Okay, so he gets one wooden cup from behind, and he looks at it, and then takes a rag on the wood, takes it over, puts a nice head on it, and sets it down. And he says, two copper coins if you have them. It's like, "Well, good. Then you're welcome here at the Blackstone Inn."
Thank you.
He takes the coins and puts them in something, and you hear underneath the bar, like there's just either a pile or a bucket or something of coins that are down there. And he says, "What kind of adventure are you looking for?" And he turns and looks over at the ladies again. He goes, "You want one of those grandmas over there? I'm sure they'd give you an adventure."
Oh, I'm sure they could, but that's not what I'm looking for.
He says, "Are you here because of the troubles?"
Yes, sir, I am.
"Damn shame. Damn militia can't protect us no more. I don't suppose you know anything about them."
I don't know anything about them, but it seems like atrocities are going on all across the land right now.
And I don't mean for this to sound harsh, but why do you care? Everybody knows there's no elven communities anywhere close to this.
Well, if it doesn't stop here, we'll move north.
Sound pretty confident, stranger.
Problems don't usually stay in one place.
You see him go over and he grabs his cup and he says, "I'll be right back." And he walks over to the fire and he dips out a thing that's kind of cooking over the fire from the tripod. Comes back, he's got a steaming mug of something. And it smells like something you've never smelled before. And he takes a sip of it and it's like, "Oh, fuck, that's hot." Sets it down. He's like, "Well, my name's Skelton. What's yours?"
Crispin,
"Nice to meet you, Crispin."
pleasure's mine.
He says, "How long you think you'll be in town?"
Maybe a day or so.
"Where are you going to stay? We got rooms here, you know."
That's nice. We've been staying down at the armory or at the fort.
"The fort, you got some powerful friends, do you?"
Well, the group that I'm with, they know a lot of people.
From the corner of the table, you hear all the ladies cackling. "Keep it down, ladies." You hear, "You be quiet. You know when we're around, you can't keep it down." He just smiles, goes back to cleaning, looking at things. Then he comes back and he says, "So tell me, is it as bad as I hear?"
It could be worse.
"Why won't they evacuate the town then?"
That I can't answer.
I mean, do you think there's enough soldiers at the fort to keep us safe from whatever's out there?
I think they need to get the militia trained.
Well, the Cairn Hills militia, we would see them every so often, but we haven't seen them for a month.
Maybe they're chasing trouble
It's like we're
elsewhere.
forgotten about or something. But Captain Jarl says that we'll be safe. I know that we've lost some people in the past few weeks, but I know a lot of people don't have the wherewithal. They don't have anywhere else to go. Oh, well. I guess if it's your time, it's your time, huh? Not like you elves would ever know about that.
Oh, well. We're around a little bit longer than most.
I knew an elf a long time ago, but that was the only one. Nice man. Little strange. I'm guessing there was a few things that either he thought or said that I just couldn't understand. Guess your view of the world gets a little weird after a few hundred years, huh?
Well, it's all the sights that you see. Sometimes it changes your mind.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen, if I may ask?
Nothing bad yet.
I heard tell
And
that
then
there was a
kind of do
ferocious.
this, and I look back at him.
I've heard stories of a ferocious ice monster that is free and loose in the hills. You heard or seen anything like
I
that?
have not seen it, and I know some stories get a little tall after a few tellings.
I know Clem down at the wheelwright, he said that he saw one. He said it was as tall as a building. He said it had like a round top and a long neck. I don't know what that could be. Maybe just a wild horse. He's not a drinker though, so I don't know. Anyway, well, I hope your adventure goes well, and if you get tired of staying at the fort, we got the rooms here. They're not the best ever that you'll ever be in, but they're dry at least.
I appreciate
I
that.
had the roof rethatched just this summer, so
I'll pass that along to my companions as well.
just here, let me top that off for you. Takes it, and then he heads in the back. And then you hear one of the ladies off in the corner, and she's like,
What I would do with that fine young elf over there.
what do you do?
I'm not paying attention to that. I'm just sipping a drink.
Okay, and how long do you hang out there?
Less than 10 minutes.
You finish your drink, and then you
Head on
leave?
out.
Okay.
Tea bags, orange.
So you leave,
It's like
and
an
on your way
ear,
out,
so
you
don't
hear,
know what I thought.
oh, don't go. Use something to look at.
Not going to ignore it and just keep going.
Okay. And when you head out, you see the guys are like looking at you, and once again, they're not saying much. And then one of them's like, morning.
Ear. Jesus Christ. Freaking ear juice.
And they just look at you as you walk by. And where do you go?
Head back up the
You
road.
go back. You go back to the fort. Or do you do any more sightseeing?
Just what I
I
can see
knew it
on the way
wasn't
up
an
there.
ear, but it looks like
It's got a little bit of a wax taste to it.
All right. So,
Lynn and I were about to talk
oh, okay. Go ahead.
about something.
Go ahead.
So, Hood, you've done things in your past that you weren't proud of.
Oh, this can't be.
I mean, I know this is true.
What are you trying to say?
Something
Johnny?
that, huh? I
Nighttime jungle?
feel like,
Just spit it out. I've known you a long time. What?
okay, well,
What's bothering you?
You know what I did down in the pit, right? You know, were you there?
Which time?
When I killed the guy.
Well, what about it? What is that? That's still bothering you?
Well, it is now.
Why?
Because Abba was talking to the monk in here in town, and the monk told him that he had a dream, the same exact, that one of our people were going to get murdered by another, and then
The one Sabrina was told from that.
the exact same one.
That what do you call it? Fortune
The
teller.
exact same one. And then I was trying to talk to him a little bit about it without being like
So
suspicious. And
he said the same thing
The
that
exact
Sabrina
same
said
thing.
she was told.
Yeah, and I was
Just
talking to him.
word for word.
Word
Same.
for word. And I was talking to him about it, and I was like,
Well, then
well, is it something to
something's up.
come, or is it something to
That's-
pass? And he said, oh, it could be
that's,
either.
That's not coincidence.
Well, no shit.
No, it'd be something to come. It wouldn't be that.
Oh, okay, because, he was part of the party that I
No,
killed.
it wouldn't be that. It's something coming that makes me.
It's just awfully coincidental.
Problem is, it could be somebody that's not with our group yet. Hopefully. But who?
Well, I had me work. So now I'm thinking about that. I probably shouldn't have done it. That was a different illumination.
What you do with Trevor?
bother anyone else, because I'm totally fine with that.
I need one. I want you to. I'm going to take a little while getting back. If Brother Abbo's there, nonchalantly ask him to see if he can see. I forget how the priests do this, but how they can tell if, like, what the aura is around someone, you know, if it's favorable or good or bad or whatever. I'd like to know what Album's aura is. Is he? Can he detect? Can he detect?
Okay, I don't want to know mine.
Can he detect evil one?
I can ask.
It's got to be done nonchalantly. I don't want him to know it's being done in the off chance that there's something odd. I'm getting a weird vibe from the guy. I don't know why, but I can't pinpoint it.
I'll say the only thing I'm worried about that is if it would just happen to look my way. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I mean, I feel like I've done more good.
Why do you think I said I'm not going to be in the room? Why don't you ask him and then we'll both leave? Yeah, we don't want him to leave because of who he's traveling with. I mean, for that matter, Jesus the Paladin. Christ.
Yeah, that's my
But
worry.
We're trying to do the right thing.
Like we're doing the right thing now, but that doesn't change the fact of things that we've done in the past.
I know. Well,
and things that
technically it didn't happen here, right?
Well,
right?
That's true, but
doesn't make us less.
Okay, so I have a question. Maybe this isn't a question for you, so your moral compass isn't that accurate. If you were the middleman of something that would cause mass death to others, does that make you a bad person?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Not in your eyes, but in the eyes, or maybe not in your boss's eyes, but in the eyes of those that would judge you, yes. You would be as guilty as the person that all.
Well, at the time that happened, I was the boss, so I became the boss. But so that's what I was worried about. I feel like that whole situation. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him that, and maybe try to leave the room.
Yeah, I would.
How would I know if he's doing it?
He'll tell. He's not dishonest. I don't get that from him. If he's going to do it, he'll do it, and he'll tell you he did it. I mean, he's not going to lie about it.
That's true.
Why would he?
That's true.
He's not. You or me.
That is true. In the group, we are the most likely to lie.
You know why the two of us are so good together? We know when we're lying and bullshit each other and what's right, what's wrong, and who did what.
Yeah, I know.
I invest a lot in your head.
I know. So I have a question about that. So is Kanoi you then? But in the future?
It's one way to look at it.
Okay.
It's more
but
like
he was in my past?
It's more like I become Kanoi.
But he's in my past.
Kanoi is my future. But Kanoi has the ability to travel through time.
Which is why he messed with me.
Right. I dabbled in that for a while, but I chose not to go that route.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Well, thanks for your ear. But now, yeah, something weird is going to happen, and it's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's important we more or less vet people out. As a matter of fact, we should probably look at the new guy, the elf and the paladin. I mean, we assume the paladin's paladin, but are there such things as evil paladins? Is it possible he's the one? I mean, I can't see any of us, unless the Pasta House gang goes sideways, which is possible because I don't really know any of them or trust any of them, to be honest with you. They're going to do what he says regardless. And he seems kind of sketchy the way it is. I mean, you can't say it better than that. That whole group's sketchy.
That's true. I have
So,
a soft spot for River County.
One of them could be the cause or could end up doing it. And what is it? One's going to commit suicide? Yeah, that's
an angel hair for that.
Well, cause one's death. I mean,
one's gonna murder someone else.
It could be, but we've got new people here we should look into. Album, Crispin, and Sir Lancelot. What's his name?
I don't know.
Leowin. So, Leowin, I think they should be. We should try to vet them out a little bit more for the simple fact that. For the simple fact that
That
we
is
don't know
the
'em.
most annoying high-pitched noise.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't. Can you?
Yes, I can. I told you about it
Yeah,
last
no.
time. Oh,
Can you?
please, if you can.
It's like right into my
I know.
teeth.
It's an old TV. They do that.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Feel it.
You're lucky if you can't hear it. Like because you listened to rock and roll too loud at one point and you killed that frequency. Whenever your ears are ringing after listening to something loud, that is the loss of being able to hear that frequency ever again.
Turn it up to 11.
But we should check them out. You know,
Yeah.
Album has a unique ability so far to read minds. So I might tonight, at some point, actually, perhaps you could take each individual, especially the new guys, over to the corner over there and just ask them some questions about their past or where they come from, just to get an idea, just to get them thinking. And then I'll have him read their thoughts and see what he's getting off of them. And maybe if somebody's got something to hide, maybe they'll slip. And then he'll read something that might be of use to us to try and figure this out.
I could try.
Just try to bring up recent things. Maybe what's the worst thing that's ever happened to them. Anything like that's going to bring thoughts to
Somebody
their
just
head.
like casually go say, "Hey, I just met you, but guess what? What is the worst thing that happened to
Well,
you?"
you bring it up in conversation. Luna, you can bring up anything in conversation.
That is how I got out of trouble with Tanner. Well, Tanner was stupid.
Among ways you got out of trouble.
I never did anything with that man.
No, I don't mean that. There are many ways you've gotten out of trouble with that.
He always thinks I'm lying.
Well,
Never
because you
liked it.
don't realize you are sometimes. I brainwash you. And then you technically, I don't even do it, Dan. And you don't believe you did because I took that out of your head.
But there's other times when I know.
But I put it back, so now you remember. It was actually Artie.
Yeah, I know Artie's the one who also made my brain melt, but that's neither here nor there.
So why don't we try that tonight before
Okay.
bed? Just a few minutes with each one. Maybe something will come up that'll.
Maybe.
I mean, I can't think of what else to do to try and vet out who's here. I don't
do
think
think-
you'll get as far talking to the Pastas guy. I think they'll see something up. I think Master Chili will definitely see something up. I would hope that more likely it's one of these new guys or it's somebody in his gang or both that are going to be the problem. I can't see me or you doing that.
I hope not.
And I don't see Theo doing that. Theo.
Yeah, that's okay doing that. For being a fighter, she is
That's everybody else is new, more or less. I mean, to
pretty
us.
much a pacifist, though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see her doing that. So I think that's the plan. You want to go ask him, see if he can.
Yeah, I'll see if we can detect evil.
And then tell you what, I'll go with you and I'll drop the tools off and let. I will know I'll be back. I'm gonna go use the privies. Have them do it right away. I'll ask Adam to start cleaning the edge of these tools. And I'll show him how to put them back together. That'll keep him busy. Got somebody strangling a goat.
That's like a kid crying.
I was looking at the cat.
Oh, it was the beginning of the song, and then it instantly got rejected because it's on my block list.
So we continue on then back to the fort.
Okay.
Fort. That's where we're at. The fort.
Did you go back to the fort?
Actually,
I was just
I
gonna.
was on the
there.
walkabout.
Okay.
On our way back, I'd also tell you at some point tonight too. I'm gonna see if I can see something on on our lost friend again and see if maybe the situation's changed where he's at, or
Well,
maybe-
you see like a giant pot of boiling water. Probably gone.
maybe his situation's changed. Maybe I can see more. I don't know. Just, I don't know. Maybe it'll add some light to the situation.
I don't know. Maybe.
And then we go back. Hello, everybody.
And everybody, me, hold on.
Just Owen in here then? Nobody else here?
Just Obama.
We'll stack them over here before I've been camping out.
Crispin comes back now.
Hey, Christian. Owen, I'm gonna step out for a minute. Would you, on these broken tools, you can see where the ends meet. Will you just try to make sure they're free of any debris, blood, mud, anything like that? Just clean the edges. I'll show you how to put them back together. I'll be back in a little bit.
So,
I go outside and look for him.
was the inn as inviting as you thought it was?
It was interesting.
And did it make you feel like you were in trouble with my mom?
It was more uncomfortable than that.
I think I made it to the door open and then I just
The cackling and the things being said didn't stay long.
Well, what you experienced in your brief time there, as a woman, I have experienced most of my adult life.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you go in.
I went out looking for him.
Oh, well, then
Out and about the
you
main
looked
area.
around and then you saw him coming from the.
See the orange
I
and
walked
all the
towards it.
white?
Oh, it's slow play. I walk towards him to catch up to him before he gets to the building. I've been drinking.
Good afternoon, Hood.
Hey, I got a question for you. Luna's going to ask you to do this too, so I thought you might have been in the fort. She told me what you said, your monk friend said. It's the same thing we just recently heard from Sabrina was told, or Sabrina. Thea was told that by that fortune teller, yeah. There's no way that's just luck. That's something's got to be up.
It is a strange portent.
Yeah, so we're starting to question everything, and there's some of us we know won't do it, but there's some we just don't know. Like, we've got too many new people lately. I think you're above reproach for anything happening there from your side. But I was wondering if you could, do you have the ability to cast something to see the aura of someone, if they're good or bad? I'm specifically looking for if they're bad.
Paylor does grant the occasional insight into a person's nature. However, I believe at this time I have exhausted the favor that I have with Paylor for the day. So
Perhaps.
if there were something of that sort, it would be best to do it either in the morning, or I would suggest perhaps speaking with Leowin, because it's well known that the champions of the gods are often granted the ability to see much the same thing.
How do you feel about it, by the way?
Well, he's the champion of a goddess that is respected, and I've not been with him long enough to determine, his motives or his bearing, but just judging from the fact that he displays the characteristics that one would hope to see in a champion, I have no reason to doubt his motives or his character.
You ever heard of Dark Knights or Black Paladins or Evil Paladins?
Well, yes. I mean, all the gods have their champions. Some of them are good souls. Some of them are evil.
You know,
Some of them are neither.
As well? evil ones can heal as well.
Well, you see, healing the body is not a matter of having good or evil intentions.
I agree.
Even a warlord who rapes and pillages and does all sorts of evil upon the earth would gladly welcome a healer into their midst just to heal their men. So it would be no surprise that the champion of even a malicious god would have the ability to heal.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Let's say, and I hope he is, and I don't necessarily think he is, but we're just trying to vet out everybody that's new to see if we can come up with a clue as to who might, if this thing that more than one person's identically seeing is going to actually happen, then we're trying to get to the bottom of it ahead of time. So what I asked her, or we talked about, and what we were going to ask you, and I understand you're out now, but what I would suggest is tomorrow night, providing you haven't used everything up, God forbid, that we then try it then. We're interested in trying to get an insight through numerous ways of who this could be. So
there's certainly many people.
Yes, but there are certain ones that we pretty much don't think there are. But I'm most concerned right now about the 3 new people. The new people being, I'm not concerned about you. You're one of the new ones that you before. I'm worried about this paladin that just showed up out of nowhere. This elf that showed up out of nowhere. So far from his lands and his people. And my henchman. I'd like you to start with my henchman. I get a weird feeling about it. But I can't. In my current form, I can't decipher this on my own.
He is a quiet sort, but
There's more to it than that. It's a feeling I have for a variety of reasons that you wouldn't. But
does he have the same gift as you?
The ability to do things, yes, but different things. He would be similar to you, young in his ability to do these things, as with time getting more powerful. He is just coming into his ability. So what I just want to see what you see in these 3 people, and hopefully we see nothing. But we're trying to find out, and these people are new. If I'm a evil paladin, per se, I need to tell you who I'm with somebody else, and right now all we have to go on is that's what he said, right? Well, like I said, hopefully that's not the case. We can certainly use a good paladin.
Well,
but I'd like you to do it to these 3, and I'd like you to start with my henchmen. But I don't want them to know that you're doing it. Because the whole ideal is to find out what we can. And
you keep using the word henchman. I feel like he's more of a disciple.
Well, yes. Actually, you know what? That's a better word. That's a better word.
He seeks to learn from you. Then.
Well, yes, he seems to want to learn from me, and it's like I said, it's hard to explain the issues I have.
And I can see how it might be hard. I mean, when my master took me on and gave me his tutelage, he had never had a young person in his home in his entire life. So
don't get me wrong, he's not my first. There've been many, but I have a feeling about this one that I want to check. This is not new to me. I have many, and they're zeroing in on me to come back to me now. They're all across. They're all studied this way. Or last I checked, they were. I just something about this one that I that's why I want you to check this one. But if you would, I understand if you would disagree with it. I trust you, and I've seen and felt what you can do, and some of the things we've argued about. I don't foresee you being anything but genuinely what you say you are, and I've known a lot of people like you.
Well, sometimes
Alden, I have not, and being as new as he is,
What?
I just want you to check
Just
on
read
him.
my
I see.
I don't want you to.
I can
Do you like me to check yes or no?
I can certainly ask Baylor to open up my site and see what
It's
I
true.
can, what I see.
And I'm in the mood for cheesecake.
But I'll warn you that,
I'm not in the mood for cheesecake. It's just it's delicious.
Cheesecake is pretty good.
as my master once told me, people often do not like being told what others see in them,
Well,
because
tell them what
oftentimes they do not see what they do not acknowledge what is seen.
I don't-
You guys are in the middle of this conversation
Yeah,
when you
outside
notice a group of 20 villagers and like 6 soldiers
Torches in Portugal.
coming this way,
Anyway,
and they
yeah.
all appear to be armed in some fashion. They're not brandishing their weapons. Most of the non-soldiers have their bows, and
Something's up.
they are heading towards
Let's-
the fort.
Let's continue this conversation later. We both go to the fort, back and forth.
Okay, well, as you guys
Are we
turn
able to
back
get
back in, you hear, "Hey, wait up!"
We stop. Can we stop at the door?
Stop wherever you want.
Let's stop at the door.
Or not stop.
I stopped at the door and opened the door. Aluna, come here. Not looking inside.
I come out.
Okay. One of the soldiers is like, "Just hold on a second," and he acts like he's gonna walk in the door, and then Aluna's standing there, and he's like, "Pardon me, miss."
What's up?
I step out of the way.
Okay,
so
he
I'm
goes
just
in,
going
and
This mob's with him, I guess.
they're just waiting outside, milling around, talking to each
What's
other.
up, guys? What you
like
guys?
looking-
What's going on?
Well, hold on. We don't want to get our hopes up.
Oh.
And who's inside? Just Crispin?
Apparently.
Okay, you hear,
And Olin.
hear the soldier go over to the captain, and he's like, "Captain, I'm requesting your permission to help raise morale with some friendly competition." And the captain's like, "What kind of competition? No lists." Like, "No, nothing like that. Archery and maybe a contest of strength or something." And the captain's like, "Well, I don't really care, but are you on duty?" He's like, "No, none of the guys are. And we got like 20 villagers too." He's like, "What?" And he gets up and he walks outside and he looks around. He's like, "What are all you people doing?" And one of the other soldiers is like, "We were hoping to pass some time. It's free day. It's after the dinner time. So we were going to ask these people if they wanted to go against us in a friendly competition of some archery and maybe something else." And the captain's like, "Well, that's up to you guys."
Sure. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like fun.
I'm in.
Captain's like, "Well, what about the ones that don't have bows?" And then you hear somebody in the back says, "Well, they'll probably lose." And then everybody starts laughing. And then the captain's like, "Well, what other kind of skills do these people have?"
Anyone here know how to use a whip?
Who's talking to you?
a few of them that know how to throw daggers and throw
You
darts.
hear somebody go, "Yeah, daggers, that's a good one."
What about sword play?
Well, we don't want to hurt anybody.
Oh, of course.
Would you mind if I use a sling rather than a bow?
No, that's okay. Why not? If you want to join us there, priest, you're more than welcome. We heard what you did. The one's like, "Yeah, we heard what you did. You're okay with us."
Can I use my whip instead of a bow?
You say,
I can still hit the target.
When he
like-
says that,
yeah, I know. Everyone's kind of giving him the strange look. They're like trying to figure out how that would work.
Well, I can hit the target that you.
And then one of the guys like, well, maybe like with the dagger toss, but not on the archery range. You can't.
Well, not the archer. I meant the dagger toss. That's what I meant.
But sure, why not?
Yeah. I'll take my luck with a bow and arrow.
And then
Some recreational do us.
the captain says, perhaps we can see the famed expertise with the bow of one of the fair folk. And you hear somebody like, yeah,
That's when
let's
you roll
see
ones.
it. Are you in, Master Elf?
I would enjoy the competition.
So, all right. Well, then follow us around to the opposite side of the fort, and we'll set up the practice targets in the hay bales. So they do that, and you can see that it's about
Like the flute.
the length of the. It's not very, very wide over there, and so somebody's like, "This isn't near good enough. I told you this wouldn't be good enough." I said, "Well, what about behind the fort?" See, well, at least we'd know if those bugbears came. And somebody's like, "Don't say that." All right, move the targets outside the fort walls. Then that's fine. I want you to mark them off at 50, 100, and 150 paces. So that's what they do. And then then somebody's like, "What about the daggers?" And he says, Captain says, I would say go 10, 20, and 30.
Would anybody mind if I tried to snatch your arrows out of the air with my whip from down at your target area?
Should have brought these.
One of them says, yeah, okay.
That may put you in the line of fire.
I'll be right.
He's like, I don't know. Henry's been drinking. He might end up shooting you in the ass. And they all laugh at that. Oh, Henry ass shooter. That's right.
I'll be fine.
Hope you've got your tinkerer with you so you can fix the pin cushion when we're done. So they move all the targets out, and they have two guys march them off at 50, 100, and 150 yards. And then the daggers are at 10 yards, 20 yards, and 30 yards. So, all right,
I just thought it would.
who's first? Which one of you has? Somebody says, I want to see the elf shoot first.
It's
Like, well, you okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so who all wants to take part in this? And there's like 6 guys all with their bows, and they're like, me, and then none of the soldiers step up. So it's apparently it's 6. Okay, and you?
Do it.
There's you got to. Oh yeah, sling. Okay.
I'm going downrange.
So so there's 6 of them, and then you 3. Okay. So he says, so we're going to start off at the 50-yard target. You get 3 shots. He says 1 point for the white for hitting the target. 3 points for hitting the red. I'm sorry, the blue. And 5 points in the yellow. And then 10 points if you get the bullseye. And what that means as far as what you're rolling, depending on what your bonuses are, it's already figured into your THACO. So if you can roll a 20, that's a bullseye. And then if you can hit at 5 over, that's a yellow. If you can hit with 3 over, that's a blue. And if you hit at all, that's a white. Okay?
I cast do a glitch on myself.
Okay.
If I was used against a monster, it makes me invisible from the side.
I'm just going to
Touch it.
draw this out so we have a better idea.
Chance to maybe do it over there on the other side. Of the
I'm sure there is.
So we don't have to.
There's plenty of room here.
What's up that though? 917. Why is yours so high? Okay. Well, you can lower the top of the button.
Okay, so let's see.
I actually rolled my
Okay, so
power score, but
so
all
you
it does is
roll
add
it.
to the blade. I don't use the blade, so it doesn't
So you
matter.
get 19, so you
I think I can choose whether it affects it. I'm not choosing.
You said you're hanging out. Oh, you guys can put yourselves
Wherever
wherever
the
you want to
target
be. I'm going to draw it
You
out.
draw the targets and I'll
Yeah.
First,
of all,
erase that moat. And
Here's the line,
So like,
and then
you got 5. The armor class is 12. It's this dice minus that. Or sorry, that minus this. So I said, if you say it'd be armor class 1.
Okay.
If you want, here it is.
Oh,
So
cool.
depending on what you roll, so say you roll a 15, your armor classes that you hit. What you need, so what you need to hit armor class. So your armor class 1, you hit 15. That's a little cheat sheet if you want it.
So I appreciate it.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
I'll take a picture.
You can have a postcard. if you want.
Oh, thank you.
no warriors in
No, supplies is the high, but it's a level 1.
Should better chance everybody here.
Although mine has not changed. I'm also a
He's
fighter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not.
all right, so you guys can, I'm assuming you're standing back here, and that's the first target, so where do you want to go? How close do you want to get to the first target?
Is that the only target? Or are you
That's
going to
the
make it
first
further
target.
down? It's the first target. So, oh, that's fine. It's within whip range.
What's your range on the whip?
It's the length of the range.
Should
It will.
say.
I don't know. It doesn't.
Doesn't?
No ranges.
I know in the other editions it's like 10 feet.
It's whatever the length of the whip is. So I'll be that close. It doesn't matter how close I am to be. I just got to be within range to.
I'm surprised it doesn't have
I guess it depends on the length
what
of
the
the.
reach is.
It would depend on the length of the whip. I guess they have different lengths when you say.
They'll say.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure. It's never come
I
up.
don't give a description of the whip, but
Not in that book, probably.
it's probably maybe in the Complete Fighters.
This is the one you want. If you're gonna download a PDF, this is the one you want to download.
Which one is it?
Combat and Tactics.
Oh, okay.
Da, da, da. Okay, hold on. We pause while I look up something that should be on a sheet, but they didn't put it on there. Okay, the melee reach is 3. So you can be 2 squares away.
Two squares away.
If you want to be.
2 squares away. Optimal hitting with the whip is to be at its range, not early, because then the whip gets in the way.
Well, yeah, whenever you have a reach of 3, you can't even hit anything when it's by you.
Right. I mean, with the whip, my target range is always going to be at the edge of the whip. So if my range is 3. At 3 is where I can hit anything.
Okay.
I should be able to hit anything close up. I mean, or beyond that, obviously. So because where the whip snaps is where
All
it
right,
is.
so the first target, 150 yards or 50 yards away.
So I'm at
That-
3. You're talking 3 squares. So I'm at 3 squares, right?
I'm going to tell you what that is according to your range. Where am I?
So I'm facing everybody before they shoot. So you can all see me. Got my whip out. Hey,
Okay, so according to on your sheet where it's got the range for your weapon, that's 30. So the range where it's got on your bow, whatever the short range is, you multiply those numbers by 3.
3.
So under short range for you, say, Crispin, what does it say? What's the number? Well, just what's the number that's printed there
Or which one?
for short?
These numbers here,
Yeah, for your longbow or your 10, 20?
10, 20, 30. 40.
Okay, so 3 times 10 is 30. So you're actually at the very end of your short range. So there are no modifiers to your rolls. So go ahead and roll.
So I see him getting ready to do his thing. So I go ahead and turn sideways. So I would like completely disappear.
Okay.
And I'm looking, waiting. I'm gonna try and judge it so I can hit. And then I got to roll and all that. But that's what I'm doing. Waiting for him to shoot.
Okay, so you're readying is what you're
Yeah,
doing.
I can't get into the arrow.
The trigger is when the arrow, I'm going to try and snag the arrow out of midair.
Well, yeah, whip it out of there.
Yeah. Okay, so you fire.
With a
Went
20.
good.
You roll a natural 20. Okay, so the
Oh,
arrow
nice.
is streaking right where you think, and you're like, oh yeah, I did this. So with your ready to action, you are going to try to, and you're not facing directly at the target because you said you turned
I turned my body
sideways.
sideways. I'm looking. My head is looking at.
right, but
So I
that's
got to
not.
gauge it. However you want to
Yeah.
word it. I don't
So
know.
hold on.
I'm doing what I need to do what I'm trying to do. So.
Okay. Yes. So you
I know there's going to be a modifier to my
will roll.
to my melee backup on my missile backup.
You will make an attack roll against. So roll to hit.
Well, maybe. You not see a 20. 9.
Okay. What armor class does that hit?
I hit armor class 7.
Okay.
Probably not.
So you go. You side it up, and with your elven eyes and the breath is. You steady yourself, and occasionally you see a little mist of breath come out, and everyone's kind of standing around. It gets a little bit quiet, crunching in the snow, and maybe a bird off in the distance. And all of you can hear there's kind of people coming up that have noticed this, but slowly it's first, and then later on you hear, "Hey!" And it streaks toward its target. Durant, you think you timed it, and you whip. But you do not strike the arrow, and it goes right in the fucking center of this target. And everyone's like, hey! There's 2 guys that are standing off to the side. They walk in, and they look, and the one yells out, it's a bullseye! Yay! They all crowd, and whoever's like one of the other guys just like claps you on the back a little too hard. And you're like, boom, boom, boom. Good shot. So you get 10 points for that. Okay, and then take your second shot. You get 3 arrows. Are you doing the same thing? Okay. So
11, let's see.
You'll just have to tell me every time it's a new round cop so I can take my upkeep on. Okay?
you hit an armor class of. You take Thaco minus what you rolled. It's that simple. So what's the Thaco with your weapon? Look on your sheet. Not that one. Down by the weapon. Should have Thaco by your weapon.
Yeah, because that has like the
There,
modifiers.
less than 19.
Okay, so 19 minus whichever you roll.
11.
So it'd be an armor class at 8.
Okay, so an armor class of 8, and then right as it comes in, you're going to try that again.
13. So armor class 3.
Okay, so once again, you shoot, and this time you see it's not going to be as good a shot because that's going to be hard to top. It's going right for the target, and then you hear a crack coming down there, and you're like, what the fuck? But the arrow says on the very edge of the target.
So I missed it.
You did.
Okay.
And that's worth 1 point. It's in the white. And then you take your third shot. Are you going to try that again? Okay.
Yeah.
18, let's see.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good. Armor class of 1.
All right. So,
Pretty much ain't 20.
okay. So, this time it's going and you're thinking, oh, that's an awesome shot. Then you can see it's just starting to curve just at the last second. You go ahead.
Armor class 2. I'm sure it's
On class 2?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you roll on your dice?
14.
And what did you roll?
18.
Okay, 18. So that time, your shot's coming down. You can tell it's going to hit, but it's not going to be a bullseye. And then you hear a crack, and you see the arrow go and shatter right before it hits the target. And then everybody's like, holy crap!
And I turn so they can see me. I got one of them.
I'm like, what is that? Roll a charisma check.
I made it. I rolled 9, Chris 14.
You made it by 5. Okay. So one of the captain's like, that's pretty amazing. I guess that's why they sent you guys out here to help. Well, that's an interesting display. Okay, so Master Elf, you've taken your 3 shots, and who's next?
I don't want to go after that. That's for darn sure.
I'll try.
You're pretty good.
I'm not that good.
All right. So glowing brother Abo, you're gonna try to use a sling. So what's the range on your sling?
50, 100, 200.
50. So that's even longer than a bow.
It's the same.
Look on your sheet.
The
What does
first
it say?
two.
Look, don't look at that. Look at your sheet. What's the ranges on there? You could have short, medium, and long. What's the short?
10.
Okay. So that's the same as yours, wasn't it? Okay. So no penalty.
Yeah,
Roll.
yeah. It's basically the same as a short bow until you get to long range, and then the sling can go farther at long range.
So the priest steps up.
I'm
Loads his sling up with a stone or a bullet. Are there different ranges based on a bullet or a stone? Look on your sheet again. Hopefully it's got, are both of them listed there? Bullet and stone, or just one?
Okay, so the stone isn't listed on here, but it's listed here. So it's 40, 80, 160 for the stone.
Here it is. This range for a stone is shorter than it is for a bullet. So what are you using?
I'm going to use a stone. I'll go ahead and take a little bit of weight.
Okay, yeah, so you'll be at minus, I think it's -2 for a medium range shot.
I'm gonna
Alright.
try and this, in my opinion, would be harder if it's smaller, right? It's more like the head of the arrow instead of the arrow.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna try it.
Okay,
I mean, I know it's a hell of a roll for me. I'm gonna
all right, roll.
I turn sideways so you can't see me. Maybe you
size-
see
it's
like part of my face.
size of a
Where do you go?
That is armor class
Good first shot, but that was awesome.
5.
Armor class 5, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Miss?
3. Yeah. Way
All right. So armor class 5 is you got, and you see the guy, it hits, you can't really tell because it didn't stick in it. But the one of the guys walks over and he's like, I see that mark there. One in the yellow, 5 points. Like, well done. They're cheering. All right, look at this guy go.
Hey, tell me, I need you to tell me when my arm goes through so I can do my update. I'm not sure how much time it is.
Okay.
I just
So
didn't know
3
so
plus 1 is 4.
Okay.
So you take your second sling, bullet, or stone out, and you.
Yeah, that'll be armor class 11.
Is that with the -2?
No. 13.
So
Yeah.
was the first one with the -2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was a 17 on
All
the
right.
guy.
So the second one, you're trying to look where it's going. Durant, go ahead.
Ooh, 17. Armor class -1.
Okay. So what? Okay. So you it misses its target completely, and you crack, and there's nothing really to hit. So
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
it went
out of my
wide.
range. Oh.
It would have gone wide.
okay, and then your last shot.
Worse. So that's like
I tell it's way off
armor
course.
class 17.
It's going so fast. It's like you can. There's not much you can do other than go. Okay. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
It
not even
went
close.
wide.
Okay. So you're done. So the guy's like, all right, 5 points to Brother Abo. You're up there, lady.
Okay.
You can hear the Pasta House gang approaching, like, what's going on here?
Oh, great. That's what you need.
Alright.
No pressure. No pressure.
Right, no pressure.
You hear from down in court looking at
Is
you.
your range
No
the same
pressure! And then I turn
as your
sideways.
short
10,
range?
20, 30,
Okay,
10.
you're good then. Your first arrow,
Armor class 4.
4, okay. Miss, okay. So armor class 4, that is in the yellow, 5 points.
Okay.
You knock your arrow, draw back your string, and fire.
20.
Oh!
That's 10 points.
Not kidding. Nowhere near 20.
Well, what armor class did you hit though?
10.
Okay, nope. It comes in, you hear a crack, and once again, right in the bullseye. Yay! 10 points!
I look back at Luna. I turn to you.
And your last shot.
7.
What armor class is that hit?
10.
Okay, armor class 10.
Ah, damn. No, 3.
Miss. Okay, so you can see it's curving, but then it goes and hits, and then kind of falls out, but it hits in the yellow. 1 point, white.
That's 16.
All right, so the other 3,
Impressive.
Thanks.
the
That may use it a couple
other
times.
6 guys.
Until I get 20. Until I ever get 20s.
We're going to see how they do.
I'm not going to do this for all the other guys.
First guy's really good. Actually, I forgot about that. These guys are not that great. Ooh, that guy is. Okay, here we go. One more. Okay. So the second guy ends up with 12 points. Everyone else got like 5 or 6. So how many did you have?
5.
5? How many did you have?
11.
11. Okay, so
16.
apparently it's you, and Angus get to go on to the second round. And they move the target back another 50 yards.
I've come back during all this.
Okay. So at 50 yards, I'm sorry, it's 100. 100. Now you're at 60. What's the range? So what's your, if you take your range, look in the range on your sheet there.
20 times 3 is 60.
And so that's up to your long range, I'm guessing?
My medium.
Up to medium. Okay, so now you're at a -2. What about, do you want to keep trying even though you're not, are you going to watch?
Is it like an elimination thing?
Yeah, you've been eliminated.
Okay, then yeah, I'll just.
Okay. So yes, so the range is 60 squares now, 60 missile squares, which is 3 times whatever is written on your sheet. So you're at medium range, you're at a -2. So Miss Aluna, you got the highest total. You're first. So you're at -2.
I missed. There's a 2.
Okay. Second
hit me.
just kind of flies off, and the guy's like, "Whoa, look out!" And then you hear somebody's like, "You better be glad that's not your wife. She'll shoot your balls off." Ha ha ha. Go ahead, second arrow.
6.
That hits armor class of 6?
Yes.
All right. So that is right in the blue, the up from the white. You get 3 points.
Okay.
And your last shot.
4. 1 plus 4.
4, same, another blue. So yours like choo choo right in the blue ring. All right. So second on points, Crispin Elfman.
Roll 5.
Okay, so second arrow you knock and bring back and let loose.
Roll 9.
Okay,
18. I hit on that one.
okay, and what is 18 minus 2 is 16.
Yes.
So your Thaco minus 16 is
3.
okay. That is a yellow. Well done. 5 points. And last is Angus. So we'll just roll all 3 of his right in a row. His first shot, off to the side. His second shot, his third one, natural 20. Right in the bullseye. And it's like 10 points to Angus. And they all go, yay! And Angus is kind of standing there, puffs his chest out, pulls the hair out from in front of his eyes, and pulls it back. And it's like, and he looks over at you and he's like, puts his bow down. So 10 points for Angus, 6 points for Luna, and 5 for Crispin. He says, all right, the elf is out. And you hear the guys all give you a clap of respect.
Yay!
And then, all right, now at 150 yards,
Oh,
which is your 30.
minus 5.
Yes,
Okay.
you and Angus goes first.
Yep.
So Angus needs that. He rolls and hits 1, hits 2, misses 1. So he gets 1 in the yellow and 1 in the white for 6 points. And they're like, that's going to be hard to beat, mistress. And then you hear Master Choli go, I believe in you, Luna, even if you ain't the best looking. Your first shot.
Class 11.
All right. You think it's gonna, and then it's the last second. Goes right past.
Uh-huh.
You hear Angel Hair go, come on, Luna.
Armor class 9.
From class 9. So once again, you're thinking, oh shit, it's the same thing, and then sticks in the white for a point. So
Oh, I got 1 point.
Captain Jarl's like, all right, you need to get a yellow or a bullseye. If you can get a yellow, you can tie, and we'll have to go into extra shots.
Armor class 9 again.
9, okay. Hits in the white, you get 2 points. And Captain Jarl's like, and I declare the winner of this contest, Angus. And they're like, Angus, you owe us a drink, Angus. And Angus is like, we didn't get any money for this. They all laugh. Like, all right, let's go. Let's bring those targets in, and we'll throw some daggers. Who's up for that? And you see 2 of the guys are like, I'm ready for that. Any of your people?
Myself.
What about you, Master Elf?
I'll try.
Sure. What about you, Priest?
I believe I will watch this one.
Anybody throw a knife?
Sure, that's okay. All right, so there's you 3 plus 2 other And these targets are set up at 10, 20, and 30 yards. And I think those are basically the same type of distances with the daggers, 10, 20, 30, if I remember
4 or
correctly.
6, yeah.
So, who's first?
I'll go.
All right.
15. Armor class 4.
All right, that's in the blue, 3 points.
Armor class 5.
Armor class 5, that's in the yellow, 5 points.
Armor class 11.
And that's a miss, goes off to the side. You see one of the guys over there that pulls the daggers out. He's like, hey, watch out! Okay. All right, who's next? This guy says, I'll try it. A miss, and the last one barely gets in the white. Clink for 1 point. He's like, damn. All right, who's next? You want to go?
Sure.
All right.
It's short range or
Yes.
what? At 18, so armor class -2.
Armor class -2. All right, that's in the yellow, 5 points.
How many did we draw?
3.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Oh, a 2. That shouldn't even hit the target.
Okay.
Find it and then
They got a guy to retrieve it for you.
a 6. That'd be armor class 10.
Armor class 10. All right, that's good for 1 point. All right, so you ended up with 6 points. You up there, Crispin? All right, first dagger.
So it's like this, minus your back
14.
You have dagger on your sheet. Point out dagger to him in his stack up.
Missile is 20.
Okay, so 20 minus whatever you rolled.
Minus 6 is armor class 14.
Okay, you missed completely.
Be an armor class 9.
9. Okay, that's for 1 point.
And that one didn't even hit the,
No.
it barely hit the floor.
Okay. All right. So you guys are
Right
like,
past your
oh, like, well tried, Crispin, but no such luck. And then the other guy here, and then Bolton walks up to you, the other, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what happened. And the second guy, Barnaby's like, uh-oh. He hits the guy down, and he's like, my leg. And then the other two are like, fair, off to the side. He's like, sorry.
He's literally
I didn't mean to do that. You're not your brother. And everyone like looks at him for a second. Never mind. And then that's it. So the top point getters, Bolton had 1. How many did you guys have?
I had 8.
1, 6.
8.
So it's between you and Bolton to see who goes through. So it's like, all right, it's between me and you.
I thought how many do you have?
1. She said she only had 1.
I thought she
I
said
had
she had 8.
I got 8 points.
Oh, no, he only, okay, Crispin. So it's between Crispin and Bolton.
okay.
So he throws 1. He gets a 17.
Yeah, I was wondering how.
That's good for 5 points. That's in the yellow. And then somebody's like, come on, Crispin. No? Oh, all right. The Bolton's like, I'll get a second chance. Move those targets back.
That's a minus 2.
Now you're at medium range.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right, so whoever was leading in points goes first.
That was her.
Oh, that's a complete miss. Armor class 15.
Okay. You got to hit at least armor class 10.
Okay. Armor class 7.
All right, that is in the blue for 3 points. And your last throw. Nothing? All right. Durant, you're up second.
I'm up second.
Against that.
Because you had the second most
I
points.
know. I'm just saying. Easy.
Sultan. You play like a Sultan
Oh,
for the
3.
Ottoman Empire.
Yes,
Put
okay.
this all together.
Just going through destroying castles.
11. So armor
Like
class
auto.
5.
Number class 5, that's in the yellow. That's 5 points.
It is basically just different.
And a mess all together.
Area.
Same one I was before.
All right. How many points did you have, Aluna?
3.
Ooh, okay, so Bolton might be able to knock you out if he can get more than 3. All right, armor class 6, that's 3 points. Armor class 6, that's 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he got 6 points.
Okay.
And you see Mr. Choli go, "That's all right, Aluna. You held your own. I wouldn't want to get stuck with you in the dark alley." No, for real. And so it's between Bolton and Durant. You had the most points. Or he had 6. How many did you have that round? Okay, so Bolton gets to go first.
Start feeling stabby.
Okay, this is at -5. So he had an armor class of 7. That's 3 points. Armor class of 5. That's 5 points. 8. So he had 8 points.
Damn.
So he's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling it now.
So
You guys are going to buy me a drink." Yes.
Armor class 2 and then -5. So
Armor class 7. That's 3 points. No. All right. So
3 points.
Bolton, you're the winner. And they're all like, "Man, that's bullshit. He tied for being knocked out, and then he went on and won." He's like, "That's right." He shakes your hand. And then he's like, the captain's like, "All right, I've seen enough. You guys, go do the rounds. The rest of you lot go on, and remember, we're going to meet in the morning for training." And they're like, "Yes, sir." And they all leave. And you want to say, "Where are you going?" "I'm going down to the inn. I'm going to celebrate." "Come on, guys. Those old people ought to be gone by now." And that's where they all head off, leaving you guys out there in the
If
field.
the old people are gone, I'm down with going for the inn.
Yeah,
That place was scary before. I've been in some real scary situations, but I would not want to go back there again.
I'm willing to check out the inn.
Okay.
I'll buy our rounds. Come on.
All right. Roll me a charisma check.
Oh, I made it.
You made it? Okay, Master Choli's like, "You want us to go or do you want us to hang out here? We'll do whatever you
Come with
want."
us.
Okay. House gang, Aluna said she's buying the first round. And then see Rigatoni go, "Wow, that's great. Thanks." And I thought you did great. And he kind of cozies up next to you and waits for you to get going, and then he's going to walk with you unless you.
That's fine. You can
Stop
walk with me.
And then here Penny's like, "Yeah, I could use a drink in this fucking town." And you see Angel Hair kind of look over at her and give her a weird look. Meanwhile, Meatball's just kind of like walking around like he always does, and Zanya's walking with him. You remember Abdul the Butcher?
Mhm.
Lasagna looks like Abdul the Butcher.
Okay.
And the figure, I think, is pretty close to that if you see it out
Which
there.
one?
The big fat one.
Here.
Oh,
This
from
one you're talking
WWF.
about. Is he big and fat right now?
Yes. Okay. So I guess everyone heads down to the Blackstone Inn. And when you get down there, it seems like there's a lot of drinks flowing and a lot of people are there because it's free day. And I guess they want to get their drink on and get some commiseration going for their time off. So you guys all sit together, or where do you go and what do you do in this place?
I'm not sitting in the corner.
So all the old people are gone. No, they're not on the porch anymore, and
Yeah.
all the old ladies are gone from the inside. So you guys can.
Oh yeah, I would sit at the table.
This place don't seem so bad.
The ones that are
Yeah, the old ladies are gone. They were scary.
the tables that are surrounding the fire in the middle of the place are those are all kind of full already. So you'll have to
We'll go to
go
one
off
of
to
the.
more of an edge.
We'll go off to more of an edge.
Okay. So you pull tables together to sit
Sure.
everyone
Yes.
at the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. So now you got a lot of people there all hanging out and doing
Yeah.
whatever. And so Rigatoni's so you're full of surprises, Luna, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you don't take what Master Choli says. I hope he's not hurting your feelings. I don't think he knows that what he says isn't that nice, but he's being honest for what it's worth.
No.
But he's never been one to mince his words.
No. You don't hurt my feelings.
Personally, I think that you're very pretty.
Thank you, Tony.
You see he blushes and kind of turns away. Starts fiddling with his dagger on his.
On the belt. I know that. Yeah. I know that. Like, hi, she's
You can see
Hi.
Angel Hair is kind of
Mopey.
yeah.
Well, whenever the lady comes around, I'm gonna order around for the whole table. The best they got.
Oh, she wants the fresh bear. In a barrel.
I don't know which one that
I've
would
been
be
watching
for the whole table.
Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
A lot of them. He goes in and really lets them have it. I mean, they're bar shit. They sampled this beer that's been in the beer for it's been in the keg for 6 months. He says, oh my god, man, I'm violently ill. The bathrooms are throwing up. Apparently, you want to change them at least every month. He had to probably change the keg in 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, certain conditions can make different organisms grow.
Some of these bars are really shitty shit. I mean, oh my god. And the bartender are the owners are in such denial. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
like that. This is the way it is in Austin. It's like,
All right. So the waitress comes and you order around,
for the
and
whole
that's
table.
like
The best
how many
they got.
people? Is that?
I don't know, like 20?
but these guys go with us?
Yeah, it's like 20.
Is Oven with us?
14.
All right. So 14 times 2.
No.
Or no, you wanted a little better.
No.
Yeah,
You didn't
the
want
best.
the
13.
weak beer.
No, 14. Yeah, after that.
Yeah.
So are you going for whiskey
shelf.
or are you going for the strong ale?
Strong ale.
Okay, so that's 3 coppers apiece for the
Now you
strong
want me to
ale.
do math.
So 3 times 14 is 42. So 42 coppers or 4 gold and 2 coppers or
I'll give her 5 gold.
I'm sorry, 4 silver
Oh,
and 2 coppers.
I'll give her
Wow,
2 gold.
Holy shit.
I'll give her 2 gold. Pardon.
Okay.
And a tip.
What's that?
Red Sox are up on the Yankees in this 4th inning, 18-4.
Let's see. That must be a Fenway.
No, it's Riverside, New York.
No. Okay.
Yes, I still have my Red Sox.
So in this place, as you look around, you can see that there's a card game going on. You can see there's a dartboard.
Tia probably goes to the card game. That's
You
what she
can-
likes to do.
You can see that there is a very, very unattractive woman sitting all alone, but
Say
looking
unattractive?
expectantly at everyone. And occasionally she blows a kiss at any man that looks at her. And there
What,
are
did you say she was attractive or not?
Unattractive.
yeah.
Oh, unattractive.
So,
So, Butterface.
oh yeah.
That's how it's turned.
And Aluna, roll me a D30. Roll 1? Well, guess what? That's not bad this time.
That's good.
Pretty good.
30. He says, don't roll a 30. You don't roll a 30.
Well, it could have been a 30 because it almost had to move in that staff. I had to move out of the way.
Because that means you get, instead of what you just heard, there steps up the bard that begins to play.
It's personal.
That'd be nice.
Apparently they whoever it was knew that it was free day, and then you notice that it's Peter.
Okay. You're just showing off in parts.
He is. The only thing I don't like about this is his head's glass plate in it. All right. And people look up and they seem happy to see someone playing, and more drinks are flowing. And as far as you all are concerned, the warmth of the place with all the body heat begins to slowly relax you from the earlier excitement. The drinks relax you. If you want to order food, you can do that. It's basically a very comfortable, different setting than what you had anticipated having been here earlier in the day. So, unless there's something that any of you want to do, especially while you're here or have any conversation, Brother Abbo, why don't you roll me another 30?
He rolls a 30 and everything goes.
No, if he rolls a 1 this time, this is the bad one.
Oh. So roll a 1.
15.
All right.
Alright, right in the
So,
Positively average.
do you guys partake of any of the bar food, or do you just drink a few drinks and then that's all?
middle. I'll get something to eat.
Me too.
Yeah, I'll snack on something.
Okay, so you can get your basic stews and things like that for 1 silver coin, and that's enough to eat for any of you. So if you wish to do that, that's 1 silver coin.
Yep.
And then the day turns into night, and all of you tell me, do you continue to drink, or do you try to watch yourself in this establishment? And we'll start with you, Abo.
I'm not going to drink heavily, so I'll just drink a few beers. 3.
You can take the small beers, and those have very low alcohol content.
That's what I'll do.
Okay. What about you, Durant?
Just a couple beers. Nursing.
Okay.
Like I
You?
normally do.
1 drink. I was never overindulged.
Okay. How about you?
I'll have a few, but not a lot.
All right. So how about you make a Constitution check with advantage,
Oh, okay.
and I'll let you pick Constitution or Wisdom. Both of those, you pick one or the other at advantage to
I'll
see
go with
if
Constitution
you stop
out of the
yourself
two.
before you realize it's too late.
Either one of them is not that high.
I'm keeping an eye on her.
Oh, I failed the first one.
Well, then your advantage though, because you're trying to not do this.
Oh, I failed the second one.
But you failed.
I
So
failed both times.
as the sun is setting, and
Both
Peter
times.
has collected a few coins, not many, because the town isn't like a hotbed of activity. You can see Aluna over there down in another drink, and she's like, "I'm not gonna get drunk. What are you looking at, whore?"
Oh,
And she's right next to you, and she kind of leans, and she's leaning, and she's like,
Who's she?
Aluna's leaning on you, Crispin, and
I'm sitting next to her. Just so you know.
And Burger Tony's sitting next
Yeah,
to
on
me.
the other side. That's what you said. He was
yeah, but you've gotten up and
Oh, I've moved
done all
around.
kinds of things.
I
Yeah,
stay with her, especially.
You
Doing the
haven't-
drunken,
I've done
the
this
drunken.
every end.
So are you turning into the woo girl
Yeah.
party?
Woo!
basically, that's what's going on. I was married to the Woo Girl, so I know what that's like.
Me too.
So the end of the evening and everyone else, and you're kind of having too good of a time.
They had a
So,
pole in their basement, which was holding the second story up.
so
I turn into the little girl.
I just keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't get in trouble.
after a while, people start to leave, and you're tried to control it, but you couldn't do it. So
Make sure she
you guys are all starting to get tired, and you know it's time for bed. So that is if you want to get an early start tomorrow. If you
Aluna,
don't care,
I go to
then
Aluna.
you can stay up.
Hey, we need to hit sack. We gotta get up early in the morning.
You don't
Come on.
own me.
No, I don't. But you asked me to keep an eye on you. Let's go.
Don't worry, I can take care of myself.
Aluna,
Yeah, she's
Come on,
super
Lou.
combative.
I'm
Entire
trying.
time. The entire time. She's super
You
combative.
guys leave.
The entire time. No, he's trying to get me to. I was like, no, you
Oh,
don't know me.
okay.
Get out of here. I'm
So-
my own free person. I do what I want.
Luna, roll me a charisma check.
You want check? You want low?
Yes.
Oh man, I rolled a 20.
Oh, okay. So
Oh god.
there's two guys, and one of them's like, as he's walking out, he's like, "God damn, she's a drunk loud bitch," and they're like heading out the door.
Do I hear them say that?
Roll me a perception,
Oh man, it's gonna get bad, guys. I'm sorry.
which is a D30,
I'm
which is your intelligence minus 10.
I'm sticking near her like glue, waiting for her to do the wrong thing.
Nope, I failed it.
All right, you do
Barely.
not hear it. Man, I have to.
Dang it. I was gonna jump him.
Okay, so now you guys are the last ones in there, and
Alright.
the barkeeper's like,
Alright.
"Drink them up.
Come on,
You don't have to stop, but you can do it here."
Come on,
Follow you.
here,
Ish.
Come on.
give something to hang on to.
You know, I'm gonna walk
So-
over this way.
Yeah, I
this
grabbed your arm
way.
then, and I'm correcting you right there.
It's like
Let's go.
you and me are on both sides.
Sure.
She's like,
That's exactly what's happening.
Okay,
It's all good time. So
you guys are led. You guys take her out, and does anyone remain there?
Not the 3 hours.
None of the pasta house game does.
Pretty much. Like, you don't own me. I do what I want.
I'll do it. I will.
That
I
both,
do what I want.
as we're both arm in arm, taking her back or dragging her back, whatever. To the,
whatever.
She's not doing the Kiki dance next to the wagon. is she?
No Kiki dancing. That's so stupid. I think last time I got like that drunk, I was at Penny's pool house. We're down by where you live. I got really drunk at the last time.
Ah, I never went in there, but I drove by there every day. What was that place like?
It was fine. It was for my friend's birthday, and we drank way too many shots in way too short a time. And I don't exactly know how I got home. I know it involved Skylar.
Woo!
And
That's all
him
you
being
can say.
and him being really angry at me the next day. Because I made him drive me home.
I
and
see.
then carry me inside.
Nice. Nice.
Come on.
Okay, so you
Almost
guys, you guys decide you're going to spend the night in the uncomfortable floor of the
Oh.
tower versus the comfort of the Blackstone Inn. Very good.
Throw down the porch blanket and her other stuff. Lay it out. Put her in it. Cover her up. Night.
The guards at the tower don't seem very impressed by your all's state, or
You're all.
You're all.
your
That's
Your,
fine. I get drunk. I just very high constitution, guys.
yeah. So
In my defense.
they seem annoyed, but they don't seem to say anything that you can hear or make out.
So I camp out next to Aluna, and I say I got first watch. Me and Occam do. Are you awake still, or were you just there?
You guys just went in,
You-
so you can do whatever you want to do.
You're there now, or are you still awake or not? I don't know where.
You guys are just walking into the place.
I didn't know if he was with us. That's why I was asking. I didn't know when he left.
Oh, I left with everybody.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going back. We're leaving. I'm assuming the plans are we were leaving first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
Do you want to take second walk?
Hmm?
You want to take second walk?
I can do that.
Or would you prefer third?
Whatever's easiest for everybody else. I don't mind either.
Okay.
Just wake me up when I'm ready. Or when you're ready.
All right, so Luna, you're I guess you're still being held up by these two while they're talking.
Well, no, I told you. We laid out her bed stuff
And he like,
and
was like,
put her
go to
in
bed.
it and then covered her up and said, go to bed. We said all that on the thing
I see.
once we got back to the fort. And then I'm talking to him. And I said, I'll take first watch. So during first watch, I mend or attempt to mend those items and I show what I'm doing. Try to explain to him
Okay.
the details of it. So, what'd you say? There were 5 items sold? Is that correct?
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
2 spears, 2 swords. Next session, I'll have to use some of
Look at that. The rolling power sword.
that. Would you
So I
want?
get 20. Yeah, well, yeah, it makes it better. So I get 24 inches per round instead of what, 6? And yeah. So I don't know how many rounds it take to do everything. I get 24 inches per round.
Let's see. Well, considering you have to grab each piece separately and try to match it up, you need to roll for each one.
Okay.
So how much were you successful by on the first one?
I rolled my power score.
Okay. So
It don't get any better than that.
here's the thing. It's whenever you try to put something broken back together, even if you roll a perfect power score, it doesn't mean it's automatically seamless and perfect looking.
Oh no,
So-
it doesn't. I'm not going for seamless and perfect looking. I'm putting the 2 pieces back together. It's like, for instance, if it's a sword.
No, I understand all that. Let me just describe what happens
So I was telling you what I was doing.
No,
how
you
I
don't
was
have
doing
to. I'm going to narrate it.
Okay.
You made your roll. This is what happens. You put them together, and you rolled your power score, which unfortunately doesn't really help with anything because all of these items are, the spears are this big around, the swords are like this thick.
Right.
So you put them together, and the first one is put together, but it's obvious that it's not exactly straight, and you can tell that there was a place where this was broken.
Like I said, I'm not going for perfect seamless. I'm just putting, like I said, that's why I wanted to tell you my plan is it's laying on the table, so it's going to remain flat regardless of what I do. I push the 2 pieces together, and then I molecularly bond the 2 pieces together. So it can look like a rough weld or a good weld. It's not supposed to be seamless.
Well,
I'm not going for that.
The reason that I'm narrating is because by however much you make it by is going to determine the look of the finished item.
I had a perfect roll. I can't get better than that.
If you roll, I'm just going by, you're doing a power check. So if you roll a 1, this is what I've worked out in my head already, then it looks almost perfect.
Oh,
The
so
higher
you want
roll-
me not to roll nearer to what makes it perfect for me?
I'm just doing something to add
Okay.
flavor. It's not
All right.
worth,
Well, that's why I was asking. I didn't understand you were.
so
I thought the best roll I can have is my power score, but you want to make it to where one. I understand.
it's not changing anything on your card.
It's fine. So it looks like shit. Next item, I rolled a 10. It's like in the middle.
Okay.
So. Next one's a 14, so it's like 3/4.
Okay. Perfect.
From good.
Everything is pretty much straight. It's the amount of imperfections that someone could spot by looking.
7, this one's better.
Okay.
Another 7.
You got 1 more to go.
Yeah. And then 11, so about middle.
All right.
So they're, like I said, I'm just making them usable. What's
But-
my goal?
In the process, you might make one where it's undetectably perfect fit.
Sure. That would be great. But my goal was just make them usable again. I'm not trying
All right.
because if I was trying for something else, I'd spend a lot more time trying.
And then so that you've done that.
And then I show him what I'm doing. That takes. Well, I'm gonna.
He just watches you. While
I know.
you're
I
doing
just showing him what I'm doing. I'm trying to, teach. I'm not gonna say it takes 5 hours. I'm gonna say it takes twice that because there's more time in between actually making it. Okay. And then just kind of keep an eye on Luna. Make sure she's
Isn't that?
passed out.
She appears to be sleeping.
When it comes,
Everyone appears to be sleeping.
yeah. Will you allow us to use Thea for another watch or not? I mean,
Yeah,
we
that's
need
fine.
3 people per watch. Okay.
That's fine.
I go over and I wake him up. And hey, time for your watch. Just kick back by the fire, just in case you hear something, you wake us up. That's all we're doing.
Can do.
Wake Thea up whenever you're tired, or for third watch.
Abo, roll me a d12.
Then I go to bed.
9.
All right. Okay. So you take the second watch, and not really a lot to watch inside this square building, but watch whatever. And then your watch is over. You wake up. Who?
Deal.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
A boy or a girl?
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
You looked at me.
A guy.
Okay, which guy? Got Abo and that's it.
Well,
Or
there's the
Durant and
priest,
Novam.
and there's the priest. I mean, the paladin would be lying there.
No, he's out in the. Those guys are out in the stable.
Oh, they went to the stable.
Yep.
All 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, didn't say.
So those are your choices to wake. Who do you want to wake up?
I wake up with priest.
Okay. Priest, you're awakened.
Is there a problem?
Just asking if you take the third watch.
Is there none? I already had my watch. He legitimately says that and falls back asleep.
Well, you said it because you say you do it. Right? You go get out of that one. I should play that. Maybe.
He legitimately says that. And
You know that. You get out of it. So he went back to sleep.
still sleeping.
Okay, I'll just go back to staying awake.
Okay.
Although he's not gonna have any memory of that conversation either.
Probably not.
That was he wakes some dude up at like 2 a.m.
Okay, so it's the morning time. Okay,
I never would have thought he'd said that. That's funny.
it's the next morning and everybody wakes up and the elf's over there with his red ass. And in the corner.
Morning.
Oh, he looks tired.
You okay there, Tom?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Where's Thea?
I'm in and out of it. I'm half asleep.
Meanwhile, the soldiers
Maybe she went to the privy.
open the trap door and put the ladder down, and they do a shift change.
Everybody else sleeping.
And
I'll wake everybody up. Hey, time to get up.
They
Time
go
to get
over and
up.
open the door, and
Hey, get our shit ready. Hey, time to
other
get up.
soldiers
Now you
come
got shit
in
to do
and-
before we get ready. So, rise and shine.
go up the ladder.
Didn't drink so much. Rise and shine. I wake the elf up. Hey, time to get up. Getting ready.
Abo immediately begins doing his morning prayers.
All right.
I did mine. Oh fuck.
Pretty dead, by the way.
Yeah, and like about that volume level too.
Yeah. Who gave it the office? She don't live here anymore.
Everyone else is
These are not the droids you're looking for.
awake and doing their morning rituals.
Yeah. I wake everybody up in here.
Okay.
Then I go out to the barn and our stables and make sure everybody's awake and getting ready out there. And especially those, if they're not awake already, that have morning shit they got to do.
They certainly appear to be.
Okay, cool. I go back in and do my morning rituals inside the fort.
Okay. And all that's done.
And I just wait for, I guess we wait, get the horses ready to go. Waiting for Brother Abo
Crispin.
to be finished doing his, he's got his stuff he's got to do in the morning.
Crispin, make me a constitution check on a 20. On low.
11.
Is that successful?
No.
What's your constitution?
7.
You don't get to ask that. Okay. You are fatigued.
And confused.
So what being fatigued means is specifically
Horse ride you.
you got a kind of a little sleep in, didn't you? Roll a constitution with advantage. You're just going to roll it again and hope that you're successful.
I'm successful.
Okay,
3.
so never mind.
You
Okay.
got 3.5 hours figured approximately.
Okay, so the day is yours. Today is cold even 8. What do you guys do today? You wake up, do your morning rituals, and then what?
Does he seem out of it? Or is it noticeable that he's something?
He looks
wrong?
tired. What he looks like.
Hey, you all right? Do you have too much to drink last night?
I'm fine.
You don't look fine. You look like you had too much to drink last night.
I don't have one. I'm never overindulged.
Did it affect you that bad?
Not at all.
What's going on? You not feeling well?
I'm fine.
Don't look
I
fine.
tried to wake up the priest last night for third shift.
What priest?
Okay.
Why?
Confusion.
Okay, that's not Thea. She was sleeping out in the stables.
Maybe I was half asleep when I was trying to do it.
Oh,
He woke up and said he's already done his shift and he went back to sleep. So I did it.
great
again.
donut shift. We had donut shift. Yeah, those that have those special abilities, like him, the paladin, our bard, need to get a full night's rest. No shift work on watch, or they can't be as effective with their abilities the next day. So we always make sure that those that don't have those types of abilities gets their split up on watch. Normally we would have had Luna keep an eye out, but Luna was in no shape to do it last night.
You wake up. Make a constitution check. At normal.
I failed.
Oh, you are fatigued because you're hungover.
So you see Luna sitting on her bedroll like this.
Hey, come on, snap up, get with it, get your shit back. We gotta leave. We're leaving soon. What's up? What's wrong? Have too much to drink? I'm trying to be a little louder than normal.
Characters and monsters who are fatigued move and fight as if they were encumbered one category more than they really are. So, depending on, I'm guessing you're probably not encumbered to start with.
No, I'm not.
So if you move to the,
I'm light encumbered.
yes,
Okay.
there may be no.
Mine's just my movement.
Okay,
Nothing else.
so that's all that you're affected. You're moving a little slow this morning,
You okay there?
and you may look a little rough around the edges, like you got your hairs.
At least not a puke this time.
Okay.
Did I puke last time?
Yeah, you don't remember.
Oh yeah, for the boat and all the things attacked us. Yeah, in my defense, it was not from the alcohol; it was from the boat.
I told you not to take it easy, but
How long do you have-
That's to you last night. Do you remember
what-
any of it?
What's the
And you almost
Mechanics
slept with everybody
10
there.
minutes per spell per level.
Almost.
So 1 second level
Well,
spell
thank
is
you for
20 minutes.
preventing me from doing that.
2
Yeah,
first
you're
level
getting harder
spells
to-
is 20 minutes.
okay?
Stop.
So 40 minutes.
Okay.
I swear, I was like 2 drinks, and all of a sudden it was like 12. I don't.
Yeah. Lost count somewhere between 2 and 12.
2 and 12.
Okay,
A lot of
so-
numbers in between there. I start using toes.
You guys grab a little.
Can't believe you tipped that bar waitress 100 gold. Damn.
At that note, she'd like pull open her pouch and start like looking at. No, I didn't. Well, shut.
Could have.
I know how much was in there beforehand.
You could have, meaning you could have. You were out of control last night.
Rigger Tony walks in with
Oh, your boyfriend's here.
a wine skin, and he's like, "Here, drink this. This is hair of the dog.
Yeah, she needs something.
Drink it."
I drink it.
Okay. I mean, it tastes all right.
Okay, Fonzie's
But-
filming.
As the morning winds on, you start to feel a little better. Not much, but a little. And then you are finally done praying, and you guys have the rest of the day to do whatever you want.
We're gonna head
So
out.
No, we're leaving.
you're
We're
leaving.
headed out.
All right.
We're gonna head to
Gather everybody together.
towards Diamond Lake, because somewhere between here and Diamond Lake, we are going to run across some bugbears.
Yeah, the wagon.
Yeah, I just remember that.
Do you want to look at the map, bud?
Sure.
That is
Were
the
you
map
driving
that I'm
now?
going.
When we came into town, I was driving. But
I thought Peter was.
Peter was up there too.
There's both of you. They're
Yeah.
both on the
He was-
board.
Peter had the reins.
We both drive the same. So
Okay, so you the
well, let's just list the names.
captain
Other side.
says, "I hope you have luck on your journey. I hope you kill many bugbears,
Yeah, yeah.
and I
That's,
hope that you can find some of our missing townsfolk." And that you set off, I guess.
I fixed. You had 5 complete sets when I found all the broken pieces, and I fixed them. They're not perfect, but they will function as weapons again. They're in the fort. Put them back in the weapon rack.
He says,
Maybe your smithy can smooth the edges on the swords where I put them back together. But like I said, they'll function like a normal weapon again.
he said he gives you a look of like doesn't quite believe you, but he says, "Okay."
I don't care completely. I'll see it in a minute. We're lined up.
Okay, so you head out of the town. You head out the way you came in, or do you go on through?
Does the road go through? Is that the way this is set up? Or, I mean, it's a dot off the map, so off the road. So then, yeah, we continue onward, right? Luna?
Yeah.
We continue onward, right?
Yeah. towards.
So we're
Diamond
going
Lake.
back to Diamond Lake and see what's going on from there? Okay.
Yes, because also from Diamond Lake, we can get a list of the people that we did bring back.
Yes, that's true.
Get money from that. But supposedly there's going to be a ban of bugbears between here and Diamond Lake. That's what I'm hoping we'll run into.
Okay. We'll take care of them.
Okay.
Sushi bears.
And you're all set up in the way you want to be. So,
You okay there, Cobb?
you head on out of town. A little scratchy throat.
Because he laughed too hard.
That's definitely it.
A little too much. I already had my watch.
I already had my watch.
I feel like that's.
We're glad he woke you up, Theo.
You travel.
Yeah.
Traveling with wagons and carts is
Takes longer.
slower than just horses and whatever. But the trail/road seems to be passable.
And make a point. Those riding in a wagon, perhaps those directly behind it, probably smells pretty bad in the wagon. All them heads are in there. It's
Yeah.
been several days now. Even though it's freezing out here, you're
Yeah.
still gonna smell it.
There's some heads in the wagon.
I would suggest at some point.
No, probably not. I mean, it'd be the equivalent of like meat in your freezer.
Well, it depends. The sun's on it. It depends. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, and it's been inside the stables where they were at a fire to keep warm. I would suggest though that maybe we pack some snow around the heads. You
That's a
know,
good idea.
when we just to
Stop
keep them
when yeah.
cold
Nothing like smelly.
when we stop for
Over
something to eat or
heads.
drink or whatever. However that works.
Well, you guys tell me.
That's an excellent idea. So we would travel for a while, then when we felt like it would start, before we stopped to drink, go to the bathroom, that type of stuff, is when we'd pack snow around the bugbears' heads.
Okay.
Do you saddle pee?
No.
All right. So, grabbing a quick break and to take care of the animals and all that, and then
Yep.
you head back out.
Yep.
Roll a d12.
Just take mine. Go on. 8.
All right. Let me see the map.
And the map.
Oh, I never got to. I tell you on right now. I forgot to check to see if the status on our buddy Lucian.
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot to do it last night.
Okay, so this
I'll do it. I'll do it like when we stop today.
this seems like a good time to make camp, and you find a place
Just
off the road, I'm guessing, and
Something that can kind
Set
of
up
hide
camp?
us. Yeah.
you do your usual campsite stuff,
Mhm.
and roll me a d12.
No one.
11.
Two of them.
All right, the next day comes.
I want to do when we stop for the night. I want to do that environment again on his spear and see.
Go ahead.
Actually, I'm going to do it on his
That
that hide armor he's wearing because he may not have possession of the spear. I assume if they took him, they took that away. I'm going to try it on that instead because of that reason. That was nice too, and I failed. It didn't work. You're not low enough. I want to try it again though. A 15 actually. Oh well, it's one above or below, but anyway, so yeah, it worked.
Okay. So if I remember right, it's the four senses
Yeah, it's like a
are
snapshot.
visual.
Like I'm the
What
item. and then
What else
around.
is it? There's visual,
All-around sensory snapshot from the surrounding visual, olfactory, aura, and temperature signals.
Okay. So the visual that you get is
If the item has been destroyed, the check automatically fails.
the visual that you get is darkness. The smell that you get is one of body odor, as if you were standing next to Lucian when he smells. Roll me a 20.
One. What am I looking for?
Okay. You get a. You hear. You hear a low guttural language that you don't understand.
Does it by chance sound like those dwarves from the last time I've heard them speak?
Yes.
Okay.
And you get a cool temperature.
I do this before we go to bed, and I tell you, he's definitely alive, and he's definitely in the Doom Grinder. Well, his armor is definitely in the Doom Grinder. And I smell what smells like him. I assume he's still alive. But I hear the dwarves. Dark, cold. I'm pretty sure he's in the Doom Grinder.
Okay.
I'll periodically check on him, make sure he's still.
Okay.
Things haven't changed as I can.
Okay.
That's more encouraging than last time. So.
That's good.
Wish it was in a dark place.
It's hard to see.
I can't see at all. There's no light in there at all. They don't need it. So.
Anything else before you turn in?
I would go over to Abo and ask if I know Hood had a conversation with you about this, but I was wondering, some priests that I've traveled with can look at people and tell how they are morally.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The ability to sense good and evil in the world, it's not a simple matter of telling necessarily what a person's character is. It's only a matter of seeing and feeling that which is intense and otherworldly. Meaning, can't look into somebody's heart and tell whether they are moral or immoral. But I can see things like if they're possessed by an evil spirit, or if they are blessed by an evil god, things of that sort.
Am I within earshot of this, or am I involved in this or not? I just want to know.
Well, I'm assuming that this is a quiet conversation. This isn't something that
Yeah,
I
I'd go
would.
over to him. To be fair, like, you'd see me talking to him. I don't.
Okay, well, I don't. If I don't hear it, I don't say it.
Well, I do know
That's all I'm asking.
some other priests that I have traveled with did have the ability to look at someone and tell if there was some sort of evil within them. And I don't know if you could do the same, just particularly a follower of Hood's.
The magnet? Yeah, I think it does. second.
Just to get a sense of the guy.
Get into your ice box.
Well, I can.
You don't want to, that's perfectly fine.
I can certainly pray the Morning Lord to see if there's any dark powers that are at work.
Well, I would appreciate that. Maybe check out some of the other new people too. Maybe not so much the elf. I feel like I can trust him, but the elf and one loud guy. I can't remember his name now. Leowen?
Are you looking at me? Asking me that question? You guys are over there talking.
I would gesture to the guy Leowen as well.
That sheet of paper there on your left, that's a good,
Yeah, not the price separate.
Yeah.
that's a
That's
good,
a good example of how to.
That's a good ad. Soaps on set.
are you guys still having a conversation?
No, at that point, he looked like he was
Or?
going to.
Okay, anything else?
Whatever he's about to do.
Are you going to do something? Or are you guys
So-
done for the day?
Are we? We're all in camp.
Yeah, we're all in camp.
God, do we or do we not have fire? I didn't
That's
start
up to
one.
her or you guys.
Well, I didn't start one. But I didn't know if
Have a
anybody
fire.
did. 'Cause at one point it was said we didn't need one or didn't want to have one.
Oh yeah, so we probably don't want to have one.
I'm not saying next week.
Yeah, we wouldn't have one.
I've been at 10th then. It's ready for it's bedtime. I've been at 10 or close to it.
So
I don't know.
what I will do is I take my holy symbol, wrap it around my wrist, hold it, and say, by the light of Pedro, it's Holy Lord, insight into the hearts of all. And that'll cast Detect Evil.
You're casting Detect Evil.
And then I will walk around, kind of circling the camp, and as he does that, I will, or as I do that, I'll be whispering praise to Taylor. And simply circling everyone and basically getting everybody in the area of effect.
Okay.
Now, what the spell does, discovers emanations of evil in any creature, object, or area. Character alignment, however, is revealed only under unusual circumstances. Characters who are strongly aligned, who do not stray from their faith, and who are of at least 9th level might radiate good or evil, and this is in italics, if intent upon appropriate actions. Powerful monsters.
You don't need to read it up.
Yeah, so.
I'm familiar with the spell.
And then
You do exactly what you say. You notice that no one seems to be paying attention to you except Rigatoni. and he is watching you as you walk around. And you have your holy symbol out, I think. And after you have walked around, because there's enough time in your spell, you don't detect any. However, you do notice Rigatoni staring at you the whole time. And as you finish, you look back and he's still staring at you.
I put my symbol back on and whisper a prayer of thanksgiving. And
Rigatoni gets up, grabs his dagger out of his sheath, starts to walk to you very calmly at a normal pace. You guys may roll perceptions.
What do you want for that again?
It's a D30.
Oh,
You're trying to beat your intelligence minus 10.
Oh,
Unless you have
Oh, I got
observation.
it.
Unless you have observation, in which case it's the roll that or less on your non-weapon proficiency, which should be on the right.
Here, if you do so. You're
So
gonna
I
roll
want
20.
my intelligence or less minus 10.
So you roll a 20.
Correct.
27
Intelligence
because you have
minus
observation.
10, that number or less.
I go with 3.
Okay.
To do it, you want it low or
Yeah,
high?
low.
Okay, so yeah, he failed. Got a 20.
Oh, 20 is automatic fail no matter what.
I got it. I rolled a
Okay,
2.
so those of you that noticed, you happen to see, and you noticed that Rigatoni is walking towards him with his dagger, but the dagger is pointed down, and he's walking towards him very calmly.
Question: how close am I to Luna? We sleep in the same tent. I normally try to be close to her. I don't want to jinx that by saying I'm definitely right next to her, but
Roll a 30.
1.
You're right next to her.
I grab her by the arm, and I look at you.
And I see the same things through both
I
sides.
said, "Let it play out."
You're running away and make sure nothing happens.
I hold on to her arm, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Run home.
What's the trigger?
I don't know what that knife gets stabbed into, or if there's an attack on someone.
Well, yeah.
I don't know
I
what.
need a specific trigger for you to ready
Uh,
something. Otherwise, everything goes by initiative.
An attack with the dagger. I don't know.
You can say
is that
if,
not
you
specific
can
enough?
say if Rigatoni threatens him.
I would say attacks him.
That's the same thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, threatening can be a number of things, but I'm not. If he's just up there threatening him, that's not enough.
Okay. Okay. So Rigatoni walks over to you calmly. Do you do anything, or do you wait for him?
oh, I say, yes, Rigatoni.
He gets to within 2 feet of you, a little closer than I am to you now. He looks you up and down, and he says, something in secret. Come with me.
Happen. Something's gonna go down, and it's 9 o'clock too.
Yeah, it's always a great part to start. Remember all those subtle details.
No, I'm right out here though. You're right next to me.
Oh yeah, then be ready to write down whatever else we might stop. I can stop whatever happens, but I could also fail. I roll.
There you go.
Two healers. I said let it play out. But whatever's gonna happen, happen.
Yeah.
Then we heal the other one. We'll change it. Glad you and I both got the
Right.
rolls. Fuck.
I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was like, because I have to roll a 2 or less in order for me to be successful. And I rolled a 2.
I need a 8 or less.
Okay, so
I do. I guess he's walking away, and I ask him why.
you guys
This is
hear
loud.
him.
This will be loud enough
Right.
for everybody to
So
hear.
Rigatoni talks to him for a second. You guys don't hear it. And then he puts the dagger back in the sheath.
Damn it.
And then he turns to move away, and you say,
Why are you threatening me?
he just walks back to where he was.
And I say, I've done you no wrong.
And then he looks over at you,
Greg Tony does?
and he goes
That's looking at me too.
about his business.
I get up and head for you, but I've still got hurt by the arm. So I'm like, pulling you forward.
Yeah.
Do you allow him to?
Yeah, I allow him.
Okay.
And we go straight to him. Facing him, but our backs to Rigatoni. What did he say to you?
Now you roll a perception.
He told me not to cast any spells without his permission.
Okay, so you notice that there's some kind of
I-
tension, something going
We were
on.
hoping that was
I'm
a
looking
prophecy
And
thing.
I care not for any of his threats or requests.
Oh, no doubt. Shit, we were hoping it was the this prophecy thing that's going on. Damn it. I wanted to be done.
Rigatoni gets up. He goes over to Master Choli and he says, "Come on, we got to go talk." And they head off in the woods. Penne and Angel Hair are like,
That was
okay.
so bad.
It's going to come down to you. I'm sure he's going to approach you next. So he's either going to approach you or he's going to approach him. Either way, you're going to get involved. So prepare what you're going to say. What were you doing, by the way?
I was asking Lord Paylor to grant insight into any evils that may be
Oh,
amidst.
so you're casting it. What'd you find out?
Found out nothing. There are no.
Well, that's good and bad, I guess.
There is no dark power at work. At least none that I could sense.
Rigatoni walks out of the woods, goes
Good and bad, I guess.
into his tent. See the tent flap close. Master Choli comes out and he looks at you and he says,
It had nothing to do with you guys. I would say it just like that.
"Yeah," and he just says, "We have not earned nothing.
Did I not just say it had nothing to do with you?
Anytime a spell is cast upon someone, that makes it our business. Unless there's some people here that don't mind spells being cast on them without their permission."
Well, I asked him to do it
Why?
because my reasoning does not matter. If you do not like it, you can leave.
Very well. House to house gang. We ain't welcome here no more. And you hear Penny go, "God damn, I just finished setting up. Shut your trap. Unless you like having people cast spells on you when you don't allow it." She's like, "What?" "Just pack your shit." He says, "I'll catch up with you for my 2 favors back in the city."
I'm sure you will.
They pack up their stuff. They all look at all of you one by one. The only 2 that don't seem disappointed or angry about it is Meatball and Lasagna. As Meatball is leaving, Master Choli goes, give it to him. Meatball goes, "Mm." Give it to him. Meatball, who are you loyal to?
I'm animating it, and I'm having it hug Meatball. Plain simple.
Go ahead. You can just roll to see if you're close.
Oh, not a problem.
Okay.
And it just starts hugging him.
So you see this little fucking
Ragdoll.
ragdoll.
It's literally a rag.
and
It's like a
the
rag
belt-
turned into a doll. That's
Yeah.
what. So it's
and
literally
it
a makeshift.
starts like reaching out. It's in the belt and it's reaching like it's moving of its own free will. And Meatball kind of looks down and he goes.
It grabs onto his hand.
He starts to cry.
If I can make its head turn back and forth,
He puts it over to you.
I hold my hand out.
He storms off and Hostiles gang, let's go. And you hear the last thing you hear is Meatball.
I dropped the
And
car.
they leave and they are gone. And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Oh, he was really nice.
Did you want to do something?
I'll wait till next time.
Write it down so you remember it.
Say, what is it? Go ahead.
You're casting spells on me?
Oh, okay. We'll pick that up next game. That's fine. That's a good place to start.
Write it down so you remember it.
Okay. So, good job, everybody. Let's check on XP, see where we are.
Oh, we see the different pluses in that.
Technically, I wasn't testing a spell on
Yeah.
them.
We were looking for evil emanations in the vicinity. I can see all kinds of ways working out this one. See all kinds of ways. See you later from two favorites. Hey, you just broke a contract. You decided to fucking leave. Fuck you and your two favorite bullshit. What I have said.
Pretty much.
You just failed to complete one of your tasks. Didn't you write a letter?
Yeah, this
That was
contract.
one of them. Didn't you write a letter to get back to the house?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
contract.
that was one of them.
You did not write the letter.
This
Oh,
contract. This contract is written down.
If you can find it, I'd like to see it. He's not here. He's not here. Where are you? Yes, so you will take the best of 3 rolls. Roll a d10.
1, 9,
Okay, that's pretty good.
and
no,
7.
I don't see that. That's pretty good stuff. Yeah, that's I'd be leery of that thing. But what do I?
Okay. I will print you out a sheet for next week because your tackle will change more than anything else. And your hit points. No. Let's see. You just went up last week.
No, I didn't.
What's it got on? Let me see your sheet.
You know holy shit he's been doing. It should go up too low.
Oh, okay. All right.
I did
Um,
I wrote a letter.
okay.
No, you did. You just gotta find it. Make a note that you're gonna look for it next week. I remember
He's not
asking
here,
you to
she's
go up
not
to the
there.
room to do it. That's what I remember. I wasn't there for you to write it, but you said, let's go to my room. I need to write that letter. That's all I remember happening from our standpoint. I assume you went to his room and wrote the letter.
Okay. All right.
So,
That's it.
It's recorded. Gotta figure out which one.